there in front of Jeff Torborg, the manager, with his arms folded. Now on the other side, there is no padding for the visitors' dugout. Now what that really means is that the home team can see the manager on the opposite side giving signs, whereas you cannot see the home team manager giving signs. Don Mattingly in third position, batting .281, 1 home run, 3 RBIs. Swings and cues this one off the end of the bat, but it goes foul.
Going to chalk up on that one.
Don Mattingly in batting practice today was scalding the baseball.
I saw him hit a low pitch deep into the right field seats there.
He has changed just a little bit in his hand position, which is, I think, going to help him tremendously. He used to lay that bat where the knob actually was facing the pitcher. Now he's kind of cocked his hands just a little bit more. It gives him a much more compact and quicker swing. He can get the bat head through the hitting area a lot quicker and generate more power that way.
He's keeping the weight back on the back foot instead of being way out in front.
Split finger pitch, pull foul off the right side. So Perez out in front of Mattingly. No balls and 2 strikes.
He looks so young, doesn't he, without that mustache?
If he doesn't start hitting, he may be growing a beard. Yeah,
that's right.
Donnie, one of those hitters that just tries just about everything he can to get himself going. He's always changing his stance, his hand position. The one thing that he doesn't change is his approach and his thoughts when he comes to the plate and how he wants to hit in a certain situation. Nobody out here in the top half of the first inning. Runners on at first and second for Don Mattingly. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Ooh.
Now that is the big out pitch for Melito Perez. He also has a good fastball, a slider, and a curveball, but the split-fingered fastball is the one he tries to strike you out on.
This drops right off the table. Mattingly surprised he didn't hit it. Look at it right there, and then all of a sudden down. And he's a tough man to strike out. Got his eye right on it, but
big strikeout. Tough hitter, Don Mattingly, but Kevin Moss will step in. Kevin batting .238, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs. Fastball runs down and away from Moss. Kevin has been on base 30 times in 62 plate appearances, with Sachs leading off at first. There's Kelly down at second. Leads the majors in base on balls with 20, and is third in the league in the on base percentage department. Even though Kevin Moss is a rookie, they pitch him extremely careful in any situation. A very dangerous hitter, and especially with 2 men on, a right-handed pitcher out on the mound.
That is something, into 20 base on balls already, and this is just his 15th game.
That's down low. 3 balls and no strikes down to Kevin Moss.
He didn't bite for one of those pitches. Perez a little upset that he didn't go for that one.
Melito, the brother of Pasquale, 25 years old, making only his 3rd start of the season. And talking to Sammy Ellis and Jeff Torborg, he does not have that arm strength yet, and he is on a pitch count. Outside ball 4.
Oh, that's that automatic 3-9. I don't see why they make that so automatic.
I don't know. That wasn't even close to being a strike.
Misses the plate. Look at
it was almost a 1.5 foot outside.
Well, let's see.
We'll see if it works out for the Yankees.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does.
Yep.
I don't know why it would. Perez hasn't been close with 4 pitches yet. Down low, ball 4. That'll load the bases up for Mel Hall and make that base on ball 21 for Kevin Moss. Perez is digging himself a hole here in the top half of the first inning. Mentioning that Perez is on a pitch count because of his problem in spring training where he pulled that rib cage muscle, and he's only making his third start now. So when he gets around 100 pitches, you may look for Torborg to hook him out there and bring in somebody else. Right now, Mel Hall will step in with the bases loaded. The Yankees with an opportunity to blow this game wide open here in the top half of the first inning.
Whoa.
Ball gets away from Fisk, and he doesn't know where the ball is. Kelly will score, and Sachs rounded third. He looked like he was going to come home, but all of a sudden decided to stop. And the Yankees now lead it 1-0. Moss moves down to second.
This is his third wild pitch of the year, and as Bobby said, he hasn't pitched that much, but that was what Jim Leary's big problem when he would throw that split-finger job.
Well, that one totally got away from Carlton Fisk, who is normally an excellent guy behind the plate to stop the ball when it goes into the dirt. Hall of Fame catcher Carlton Fisk.
Oh, yeah.
Fastball misses outside, 2-0. Now the last 7 pitches from Melito Perez, 6 of them have been balls. And you could go to court on the 7th one being a ball. As Torborg looks on. Foul backing out of play. 2 balls and a strike. Right now this is a hitter's delight, Scooter, with a left-handed batter up there. Runners at second and third and only 1 out. And the infield is playing back, so they're going to give up the run at third.
I think Mel was a little over anxious on that. That would have been ball 3.
That's right, and the ball was away from him. It really was the pitch that he could drive. Normally that's a zone type of hitting situation. Foul off of Carlton Fisk's looked like his
had that
right wrist or left wrist right up above the glove.
Oh.
Ouch. He's got a pad on the underside, but he doesn't have one on the top side. I wouldn't be a catcher for anything in the world.
Nope. Call it the tools of ignorance, even though it's the quickest way to get to the big leagues if you got anything. Yeah, holds the big man right here now. Bobby said they're giving the Yankees a run on a ground ball.
Pitch inside, 3-2 now to Mel Hall. Perez having a lot of problems finding that strike zone, pitching behind every batter the Yankees have sent up here at the top half of the first inning. Yankees lead at 1-0 and still threatening. Matt Noakes on deck for the Yankees. Grounded to the right side. Guillen will go to third baseman Robin Ventura, who puts the tag on Kevin Moss, but Sachs will score, and the Yankees lead at 2-0.
They could give Mel Hall a hit on that, but we'll have to wait and see. But it's an RBI anyway.
Well, the ball, I think that Moss thought it was going to go through.
Yeah.
And even though it was in front of him.
Yeah, now you see it. Good heads-up play by Guillen. Looks like Kevin thought the ball was through and seemed surprised when he got tagged out.
I think it was only Guillen's play, only his play. He couldn't have made a play at first base because he was moving towards the outfield. With 2 down, Matt Noakes steps in. Noakes batting .314, 1 home run, 7 RBIs. Big hit last night, game winner, as the Yankees beat the White Sox 3-2 in 11 innings.
Yeah, he hit that ball to left field, too. Notorious pull hitter, but he is having a good year.
Well, with Mel Hall on at first base, not really a threat to steal. Toledo ought to be concentrating on throwing strikes. He's having more problems with the batters than he is the runners right now. Well, only with about a step and a half off at first.
I know it.
You know, one of the things that I've noticed that I'm a little bit surprised at with Perez having the problems that he's having right now. Normally, Carlton Fisk has called timeout 3 or 4 times. Has been out there to try to settle him down, talk to him to try to get him in the groove. He hasn't said one word to him yet.
Nope.
Up high for a ball, 2-0. Perez is making his second appearance of the season against New York. Has a lifetime record of 2-3 against the Bombers. Swing and a miss.
Ooh. Ball had started to second and then slipped. Fisk fired the ball back to the pitcher. They might have had him.
Melito also pitched that no-hitter, his first career no-hitter against New York last year. Up high, ball 3, 3-1.
Well, he's throwing a lot of pitches in this first inning.
If he's on a pitch count and he continues to have innings like this, he won't be around very long.
Nope.
Second and the third inning and he'll be gone. Still popping the ball. He's just having problems finding the strike zone.
Skip Torborg. A great year last year with these White Sox.
Well, they've come a long ways, the Chicago White Sox, with this brand new ballpark. Of course, in 1989, they finished last.
Yep.
And last year, they finished second and actually contended for a while with the record of they won 94 ball games. Now they got them a beautiful brand new ballpark, and they're raring to go and pick to maybe win it this year. Hit deep to right field. Going back is Sosa, and on the warning track, and it's gone.
Oh, holy cow. Whoa, man, that was, he doesn't usually hit him that high. That ball took a long time getting out there. Beautiful. Second home run for Noakes, 9 RBIs now. Oh, man, that's the first straight ball he's thrown, and Noakes jumped all over it. The way Sosa went back, I thought he was going to get it right here.
He would have, but he ran out of room.
Yep.
But Noakes did just what he was supposed to do on a 3-1 count. He sent it out of the ballpark as Jesse Barfield steps in. Boy, that's what I was talking about. When you zone it, you know you're a home run hitter. You got to be looking for a fastball that you can drive.
He was ready. There's no doubt about it.
Jesse has really been hitting the ball as of late. 6-game hitting streak. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Adding 310, 1 home run, 6 RBIs. Well, the Yankees have been hitting this year, and they continue their hitting here at New Comiskey. The second game of a 3-game set. 4-0. Gijan, a Golden Glove shortstop to Thomas, and that will do it all for the Yankees. But the Yankees do some damage. Top half the first inning, highlighted by a Matt Noakes home run. Yankees lead it 4-0.
Raines leading off. The DH, we told you, he doesn't want to be called a rock anymore. Lance Johnson batting second in center field. Robin Ventura hitting third at third base. Carlton Fisk doing the catching, batting cleanup. Frank Thomas at first base, batting fifth. Danny Pasqua in left field, batting sixth. Sammy Sosa, the right fielder, bats seventh. Ozzie Guillen bats eighth and plays shortstop. And Scott Fletcher batting ninth and playing second base. And, you know, after tonight's game, Mercer, we got 12 days off. I know you'll be heading back west to California. The tornadoes have gone.
California.
I mean, Oklahoma. Well, on the way to California, you stop off.
Go west, my friend, but I'm not going that far west.
But for the first time in 51 years, I didn't get to spring training this year. So I'm going down to Florida and see Scooter and Ann and Margaret Carolina, my other granddaughter, Jennifer Rizzuto Congregani. Now, that's a mouthful of Italian right there. Cynthia. All the cats. I'm just alerting everybody to be ready for me because I'm coming.
Are we going to Florida tonight?
And we're going to Florida tonight. Yeah, right.
Well, tell him I said hi, too.
And Bobby Murcer says hi. He's played a little ball there in Fort Lauderdale.
Well, Scott Sanderson's first pitch to Tim Raines is outside for a ball, 1-0. Raines has yet to get us started here for the White Sox. Batting only 150, no home runs, 2 RBIs. He has been working extensively with Walt Reniak, and it may start to pay off here pretty soon.
Boy, that was a Reniak swing right there.
Well, if you're going to be with the Chicago White Sox, you're going to have to do a little bit of Walt Reniak type of hitting.
Yep. Going to get a look at it now. Watch the left hand come off right there.
Keep the head down, try to watch the ball meet the bat, and get your extension and your follow through.
It's almost like serving in tennis, a backhand. There he is, chewing back a little bit.
Lance Johnson, and Raines goes to throw to second.
Holy
perfect throw by Matt Noakes.
What a throw. I mean, it had to be perfect to get him. Now, we were wondering before whether he had any stolen bases.
He's got 2 on the year so far. Now it's 2-1.
Look at that throw to second.
Wow.
He just slid right into it.
Perfect throw. In fact, that was a little bit of a short hop.
Yes, it was.
But it was right on the money. Lance Johnson. And the curveball misses down low. That'll even the count up at 1-1. Another speedster on this ball club. Lance Johnson batting 200, no home runs, 1 ribby. Up high, 2 balls and a strike.
Scott Sanderson lives not too far from here in Northbrook, Illinois.
Into left field for a base hit. Flowers playing way in, just kind of even with the grass, maybe a foot on the grass at third, and Johnson just punched it past him.
You notice how that grass has got to be pretty high, Bobby. That ball slowed down the infield, and then the outfield almost stopped still before Mel Hall got to it.
You know, it's a funny thing that you mentioned that, because the grass is not as high as they would like for it to be.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Now, the dirt portion, we may get a chance to talk about this ballpark, because the dirt portion, the top portion of it, is from the old ballpark.
Right.
As Robin Ventura steps in and takes the ball over for a called strike.
Ooh,
all the dirt portion except for the pitcher's mound is part of the old Comiskey grounds. Ventura, one of the, well, not the hottest hitter on this White Sox ball club right now, batting .340, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs.
He did a job on the Yankees at Yankee Stadium in that whole series.
Now, he is a classic Walt Reniak student. Big curveball in there for a called strike. 0-2 now. Reniak, and if you walk down through the dugout on the home side, the White Sox side, just to the right is the batting cages. So, I mean, even in between innings, if you want to go take a little BP, you can. They've also got a video room down there.
Yo, they're a stickler for all that stuff.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. He had Ventura way out in front. And there's 2 down.
Oh, man, he really had him off balance, too. Late on the swing. Yep.
Now to bring up the catcher, Carlton Fisk. Batting .340. Still looking for his first home run here in 1991. He's got 6 RBIs. They love him here in Chicago.
They did up in Fenway too, didn't they? I thought when he left there, he'd never have a good year.
We talked about change in the opening tonight. It's hard for me to realize that Chicago now owns Carlton Fisk, because I always remember him with the Boston Red Sox. And those big rivalries that we had, and the rivalry that the late Thurman Munson and Carlton Fisk used to have.
That was great.
Yeah, it was. 2 great catchers.
Yep. Yeah, they had a lot of arguments. They both had a lot of pride, and they both thought they were the best. That's the way you got to. It's the way you got to think in this league.
That's foul back and out of play. Well, Carlton, 43 years old. You know, he's got number 72 on.
Yeah.
He wears that number. That's the reverse of number 27 that he wore at Boston. And he said that's also his son Casey was born.
7-2.
That's foul back and out of play. This is also his Rookie of the Year in 1972. So his son Casey was born in 1972. Rookie of the Year in 1972.
And 27 backwards.
27 backwards.
Okay.
The number that he wore at Boston.
That's not how old he is, John Moore. That's how old I am, almost.
Nicknamed Pudge. Of course, Phil Rizzuto nicknamed the Scooter.
What was your nickname, Bobby Ray?
Kevin Costner.
All right. He dances with wolves, Murcer.
They used to call me Lemon.
Well, that's right. They did. I never knew why.
Foul back and out of play. They called me Black Cloud for a long time.
Never mind Black Cloud. Why did they call you Lemon?
Oh, they said I had a face that was round and looked like a lemon. You know, Fritz Peterson, those guys. I mean, they came up with names for everybody. Yes, I do have a round face.
Yes, you do. But you don't look like a lemon.
No, I don't look like a lemon.
An orange, maybe, but not a lemon.
No balls, 2 strikes to Carlton Fisk. 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning.
Oh.
Runner goes, and it's behind the runner. So Johnson will go to third. And a nice piece of hitting by Carlton Fisk with 2 strikes. I think he was just trying to protect himself.
Yes, he was. And did you see Sachs, how upset he was? He was right on the bag, and he jumped straight up in the air. Because it is very embarrassing when that happens.
The White Sox ball club is a ball club that's going to run. They don't have a whole lot of power. And even though they're down by the score of 4-0, they're still going to run. And Lance Johnson has good speed, and Sachs broke towards the bag. And I mean, you talk about you could drive about 15 semis through that hole. That'll bring up Big Frank Thomas, their first baseman, batting .309, 2 home runs and 10 RBIs. Curveball misses.
I tell you that getting Rains of stealing has slowed down what could be a big inning right now for the Sox.
Well, this guy can launch one at any time.
Yep.
Curveball misses. 2-0. Pitch, he was just behind it a hair.
Man, that was close. Oh, jeez. Look at this. That's just like the pitch Noakes said. Right there, buddy.
He's 6'5", 240 pounds. Youngster that played football at Auburn with Bo Jackson, who is now a member of the Chicago White Sox.
They're building a pool just for Bo Jackson in the right off the trainer's room, so he can get his conditioning in. Oh,
popped him up. Mattingly's got a beat on it, and he makes the catch. White Sox threaten here in the bottom half of the first inning, but they don't score. It's the end of one. It's the Yankees 4, White Sox nothing.
I think it's an outstanding facility. I think unfortunately it's right next to the old stadium, and driving up today and seeing the remains of what's left over there, I think particularly for people that had some time with the White Sox playing in the stadium, I'm sure that there has to be some sorrow in their hearts when you see this type of thing. But I think once that stadium has been removed and it becomes a parking lot or whatever they're going to do with it, in conjunction with this ballpark, it'll make this place a lot nicer than it is now, and it is a very nice ballpark. It's a great facility, and the clubhouse, etc. I haven't been in the whole home clubhouse, but they tell me it's really outstanding.
Well, it is an outstanding new Comiskey ballpark, and I mean, after 80 years at the old ballpark,
right.
I mean, there's a lot of sentiment, a lot of memories, and I'll tell you what, you can't forget it. And you know, it will help a little bit next year when they've got it torn totally down, and it will be a parking facility.
Well, he expressed your feelings and Tom Seaver's feelings in one sentence.
When we get time, I'd like to ask you to comment about some kind of a memory that you have at old Comiskey.
All right.
As Mike Blauer steps in for the Yankees, and Perez is in there with a called strike. Blauer's batting only 167, 1 home run, 1 RBI.
He got hit in the ankle with a line drive taken infield practice. He was feeling a ground ball, and they had pitched to the batter, and it hit him. Oh, man, he was in agony.
Into right field, Sammy Sosa with a lot of speed. And he makes the catch, and there's one down.
Oh, man, is that beautiful? That is a shot. Different shots from overhead. Somebody flying around for sure, but that is a beautiful picture. WGN, the sister station of WPIX. This is the front of the ballpark.
This ballpark was built for $135 million. It came in $2 million under budget.
You got to be kidding.
Yeah. Alvaro Espinosa, as he lines one off the leg of Melito Perez. I tell you what, I have never in my life seen a hitter like Espinosa is hitting right now. When he goes to the plate, he hits everything hard.
He does. We're going to get another look at it now. And Perez is ready right there. And he really wasn't trying to field it, just knock it down so it wouldn't hit him.
But that's almost unbelievable to build a facility in today's time to be under budget and be on time.
And be you're right, under budget is unbelievable.
Kelly steps in for the second time and takes a pitch over for a called strike. Roberto got it up, started for the Yankees back in the top half of the first inning. Singled to left field, finally came around to score on a wild pitch. Yankees lead at 4-0 here in the top of the second. Outside ball, 1-1 now.
You know, SB made out so quickly that I didn't have time to remark about this little article in the Sporting News, and it might have been misquoted, but Tommy John, the sinker ball pitcher, said that Espinosa's glove work shortened his career by at least a couple of seasons. If you watch Espinosa day in and day out, you know he's the best fielding shortstop in the big leagues, and
I think that's a misquote.
It has to be a misquote, because Tommy, I mean, the way he throws a sinker ball, all his infielders got to get a good night's sleep.
Espinosa's not noted for his hitting. He's noted for his defense.
That's right.
If he continues to hit like he's hitting, though, he's going to be noted for a lot of things, and he's going to be making a heck of a lot of money.
He'll be up there. A fielder like he is that can hit.
Meanwhile, the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes to Roberto Kelly. Two and two.
Oh, here's a shot of the clubhouse.
From wall to wall, Scooter, the clubhouse through that place you're talking about as you go through the trainer's room, through the facilities that you're seeing there, about 100 yards long.
How do you like that?
Dapper foul off the left side. Just a beautiful complex. Bo Jackson will be sitting in that whirlpool many a day. And there's Asana.
Comiskey Health Club. And they got a steam room. That's what I like, steam. I don't like the sauna. Steam, I love.
And they'll have a swimming pool, as you mentioned, a little bit later on. Kelly just throws the bat at it and sends it out to right field. Sammy Sosa cuts it. And Kelly will go into second base. Now, Kelly just threw the bat at the ball and sent a little fly ball into right field, and Sammy Sosa misjudged it.
He was fooled completely. When he threw the bat at the ball, he figured it was going to be a little pop fly, and he comes charging in. And Kelly is strong. And that's a double for him. Look at this. It wasn't even one hand. It was no hands. He threw the bat. Look at Sosa. Whoop. That's embarrassing, too.
What a way to get a double, but you'll take them any way you can get them. Yeah, that is embarrassing for sure. We're kind of in the twilight now, this ball game, and sometimes it's a little bit hard to pick the ball up, but he broke in immediately when he threw the bat at it. Steve Sachs. Up high for a ball, 1-0. Saxey also got a base hit into center field his first time up, then came around to score. Rained here all morning long, and then the clouds finally broke around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. 2-0 to Steve Sachs. You get to know each other. Kelly at second base, Sachs batting second. There's a lot of things that runner can do to benefit the hitter. I mean, like giving him signs or giving him location. That helps the batter out a lot. And you get to know each other. The ball gets away from Fisk, and Kelly will go to third. Pitch inside. That'll probably be a pass ball. We'll have to wait for the official score to score it.
It will be, but that ball took off just before it got to Carlton's glove. Watch it zip in. Maybe you thought it was going to hit the bat of Sachs. Watch that ball dig in there. Unusual for Fisk. Fastball.
Fastball. So 3 balls, no strikes now to Steve Sachs. Kelly on at third. He's holding his right leg like he may have a little hamstring pull. That's in there for a call strike. 3-1. He's holding his leg over there.
Uh-oh. Yeah, he's they better get him out of there. When you go back to
that's right up where the hamstring attaches to the buttocks too. Little tapper back to the mound, and Perez goes to Thomas. The Yankees don't score here in the top half of the second. At the end of 1.5, the Yankees 4, White Sox nothing. Still looking for his first home run. 1 RBI. Foul back and out of play. Well, we've talked a lot about the new ballpark and memories of the old ballpark. What is one of your favorite memories of Old Comiskey?
Well, it's not a favorite memory because the first thing that comes to my mind is some bad injuries that happened at Comiskey Park. Well, I remember this one year Tommy Henrik fell into he was playing first base. He fell into the old White Sox dugout and was out for about a month. Johnny Mize had himself some problems over there too. I don't know what it was about it, but some of the good memories I have, some of the line drives that Joe DiMaggio hit where he handcuffed Pat Siri in left field. Siri was the left field. He almost pinned him to the left field wall. He hit it so hard that Siri was going to jump, and luckily the ball just missed him. I swear. And Joe said he used to do that when he was younger, and he was pretty young then. I love that ball. It was a great ballpark to hit in.
Well, they had the rock concerts where they had the, what was that? Not the rock concert, but
the record player.
The DJ where they.
Yeah.
Disco night, I think it was.
Yes.
Disco demolition night.
Yeah, that's right.
Whoa! Line past Sanderson into center field for a base hit.
Can't throw past with that fastball. Well,
the Yankees do lead it 4-0. The White Sox with 4 base hits now.
Ooh.
That's one of those line drives.
That's exactly what happened to Seaver. The ball was by him and then he reached. Ooh.
One guy that could do that, and I found out in spring training when I first arrived on the scene here for the Yankees, was Mickey Mantle.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. With overspin, and he could.
Sammy Sosa swings at a curveball, 0-1. Sosa batting .115, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs. Represents some power on this White Sox ball club. In fact, he leads the White Sox in home runs with 3. Good-looking young player, switch hitter. Line back up the middle. So the White Sox, first 2 men up here in the bottom of the 2nd inning with base hits. Now to bring up the shortstop, Ozzie Guillen.
They got 5 hits already. They haven't scored. The Yankees have 5 hits. They've scored 3 times. No, the Yankees have 4 hits.
Yankees with 4.
Right.
And 4 runs.
Right.
You could see, well, now magically comes into view. There's Bigfoot. I'll tell you what, when I played with Barry, Chicago Cubs, I don't remember him being quite that big. Ozzie Guillen. And he tries to butt one down the 3rd baseline, almost a line drive right to Flowers.
Well, I tell you, Nellie Fox had that bunt down perfect.
Well, that type of play there, Scooter, and you being a great bunter, you know that it's got to be a perfect bunt or a foul ball.
Oh, absolutely, right there. But what he did, he forgot to deaden the bat by holding it loosely. Nellie Fox would almost drop the bat as the ball came to it. That deadened it a little bit, and he.
I think it's an art that's being lost in baseball today. It is a
shame.
Big fundamental in baseball, and it's just not utilized that much today. Can't make any money bunting. Line drive, base hit into right field. Pasqua had to hesitate a moment, so he'll have to be held up at 3rd. But the first 3 men here in the bottom of the 2nd inning with base hits, the bases are loaded and nobody out.
Three hard hit balls.
Bases are full for the White Sox, and the 2nd baseman Scott Fletcher steps in. Fletcher batting .357.
Oh,
1 home run, 11 RBIs. He leads this White Sox ball club in RBIs, batting in the 9th spot, and got a chance to pick up some more right here. Strike 1. Of course, Fletcher, a part of that trade that brought Sammy Sosa and a youngster by the name of Wilson Alvarez, a hard-throwing young left-handed pitcher from the Texas Rangers, for Harold Baines and Fred Manrique. That's a trade that'll be talked about, I think, for a long time. Certainly, it looks like right now that the White Sox got the better of that deal.
he's batting over .500 against the Yankees this year.
Line drive, fair.
Oh, man.
That'll score 2. Guillen will hold at 3rd, and it's a 4-2 ball game.
I mean, he has owned Yankee pitching since he came over here.
A lot of high fives in this White Sox dugout. That'll bring out Mark Connor to have a little chat with Scott Sanderson. And the curveball just hung up in the strike zone, and Scott Fletcher does that as good as anybody, going to the opposite field. almost gets away
Yeah,
from
good
Barfield.
play
Nice
by
play
Barfield.
by Barfield.
But what do you do now? He's trying to throw curves. He's trying to throw sinkers and change-ups. Whatever he's throwing, they're hitting.
Well, the one thing that you want to look at as you see Eric Plunk beginning to warm up now, the Yankee bullpen, is to see location. I mean, obviously one thing that Scott Sanderson wanted to do was to not walk anybody.
Yeah.
Well, he's not doing that, but the White Sox are all over him. 4 men, first 4 men here in the bottom of the 2nd inning have hit bullets off of Sanderson. Tim Raines. And the pitch catches the outside corner for a called strike. So a lot of action here through the 1st inning and a half at the new Comiskey ballpark. 4-2 right now, the Yankees on top. Still nobody out. And runners at 2nd and 3rd for the White Sox. Now back out of play 0-2. Raines with a base hit to right field, his first time up, and then a nice perfect throw by Matt Noakes nails Raines at 2nd base trying to steal. Breaking ball lined into right field for a base hit. Guillen will come on to score. They'll hold the runner at 3rd. And it's now a 4-3 ball game.
Oh, he got that breaking ball up too high. 5 straight hits, 8 altogether.
Well, a lot of times a pitcher will lose his concentration when he has a big lead early in the ball game. And at this present time, Scott Sanderson, he just doesn't have anything. I mean, he's hanging. He doesn't have a good fastball. He's hanging all these breaking pitches. And the White Sox are all over him. And Noakes will once again go out and have a chat with him. No doubt probably stalling for time, hoping that Eric Plunk can get warm in the Yankee bullpen.
Yeah, show him a little heat after the slow start.
Well, the tying run is on at 3rd base for the White Sox. Scott Fletcher. And some speed on at 1st base, and Tim Raines. And the Yankee brass looks on. And there goes Raines. Noakes' throw to 2nd will not be in time. And now the White Sox have runners at 2nd and 3rd.
Good play by Sachs that time. Ball that Noakes threw was tailing in. Jumping one-handed had gone out to center field.
Well, that's a Torborg style of baseball for the White Sox. You knew he was going to go, you just didn't know when.
Yep. He got a good jump this time. The pitch was a good one to throw, but watch it sail in. He has to jump over Raines and still make the catch. Good play by Sachs.
Foul back out of play. For some reason or another, a lot of times a pitcher, I mentioned earlier, will lose his concentration when he gets a big lead early in the ball game. It's not the same. You sit on the bench a little bit longer while your team is collecting runs for you. It takes a little while to get your composure back together, and for some reason or another, you lose focus of how you want to pitch your own game. That may be what happened to Scott Sanderson. Of course, don't take anything away from the White Sox either. They just didn't lay down and die after the 1st inning. Line into center field. Coming on is Kelly. He'll make the play. And the runner will hold. As Johnson hit that one on the nose, too.
I mean, that was probably the hardest hit ball of the inning, and it's the 1st out. Wow.
5 hits in a row for the White Sox before the Yankees record an out.
That was hit so hard that he couldn't score from third base. Watch this one.
What you call good positioning by the outfield.
Yep. And good throw by Kelly, too, even though it was cut off by Madden.
Well, we'll see what the Yankees do here with Robin Ventura, the left-handed batter, stepping in. Carlton Fisk is on deck. One down, runners at second and third for the White Sox.
Curve is a little too slow. Either not slow enough, not sharp enough.
Kind of just spinning in the strike zone. Foul back and out of play.
Bobby, let's pause 10 seconds along the Yankee Baseball Network for station identification.
Robin Ventura, only 23 years old. Finally, the White Sox have found the third baseman. Grounded to the right side. The runner will come home to score to tie the game up, and there's 2 outs. Raines moves to third, and we have us a brand new ball game at a brand new ballpark.
Yep.
Carlton Fisk steps in. Carlton with a little soft liner. Well, it wasn't a liner. It was a hit behind the runner as Steve Sachs was breaking when the runner was breaking towards second. And Carlton put it in the right spot on the right side and ended up with a base hit back in the first inning. Had a chance to put the White Sox out in front. Raines on at third. Curveball in there for a called strike. 1-1 now to Fisk. Carlton has made 13-14 starts now. 11 behind the plate for the White Sox. What an accomplishment for a guy 43 years old and had both knees operated on last winter.
Wow.
Swing and a miss at a high fastball. They always say, Scooter, it's the legs that go first.
That's right.
But I don't think that's true.
No?
I think it's the desire that really goes first in a player. The desire that you've got to do like a Carlton Fisk, a Nolan Ryan. They work out 24 hours a day. It's total dedication to continue to play, continue to stay focused at their age. Little soft liner to center field. Kelly comes on. He can't make the play. The White Sox take the lead 5-4.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
9 base hits now for the Chicago White Sox. And 6 of them have come here in the second inning. A little cue shot off the end of the bat, but Kelly couldn't catch up with this one. The Sox now lead at 5-4. Sanderson still in there as Frank Thomas steps in. The White Sox have now batted around. Looks to be ready now in the bullpen in case he's needed. Well, that's the first fastball that he's really popped.
That's a pretty good one. He should
pretty
go
good fastball there.
Yep.
1-1. Well, the one thing you don't want this big guy to do is to get his arms extended. You got to establish that fastball inside. Try to tie him up. 240 pounds. 2 balls and a strike. Center field and going back in far field, and he'll make the play, but not before the White Sox do some big damage here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. They come up with 5 big runs on 6 base hits, and they take the lead 5-4 at the end of 2. New Comiskey Park here in Chicago as the White Sox take the lead 5-4. The Yankees coming to bat here in the top half of the 3rd inning. It'll be Mattingly, Moss, and Hall. What looked like to be a short start for Melito Perez. Couldn't hardly get anybody out in the top half of the 1st inning as the Yankees scored 4, but he's got new life now. Mattingly struck out his first time, and Perez is down low. Well, it was over 300 ABs before Mattingly hit a home run. He finally connected off the Tanana at Yankee Stadium. Just got underneath that one. Again, and he makes the catch, and there's 1 down. When you talk about timing, now that was just a matter of timing. Everything was there at just a moment.
Yep.
Too soon, he was out in front, and it caused him to sky it.
They're overshifting on Moss, but here's Mattingly's swing. Yep. Gee, a good cut at that, but just hit the bottom part of the ball.
Kevin Moss, who walked. Inside for a ball, 1-0. They really put the shift on Kevin Moss. A big guy, if he wants a base hit, they'll be glad to give it to him if he wants to just bunt it down the 3rd baseline.
Well, he's done it once already.
Well, they're saying, hey, if you want it, we'll take it, because we don't want you hitting the ball out of the ballpark. Oh, and he just got underneath that one, too. Another high sky ball, but Ventura's there to make the catch at the shortstop position, and there's 2 down. Well, 2 powerful left-handed hitters. The first 2 up here in the top of the 3rd, just missing Perez fastballs.
Kevin getting a little frustrated now. He's hitting the ball real hard early in the year. A little more of an uppercut than normal, his swing.
Mel Hall, and he skies this one into shallow center. Coming on is Lance Johnson. Going back is Fletcher, and it's Fletcher who makes the catch. So Perez, for the first time in the ball game, an easy inning for him. 1, 2, 3, and at the end of 2 1/2, White Sox 4, Yankees. White Sox 5, Yankees 4. Back at the new Comiskey ballpark, let's take a look at the nobody beats the Wiz scoreboard. And first of all, in the American League, Detroit 4, Toronto 2. That's a final. Detroit beating Toronto. Tony Phillips with a home run. The youngster that Sparky Anderson says that is his most valuable player. Boston over Kansas City 6-4. That's a final. Also Oakland beating California 4-3 as they continue to do just wonders with a ball club that's ravished with injuries. Henderson was due to come off the DL today, and I think that he did play in that ball game. Obviously, if he'd stolen a couple of bases, we would have known about it. Milwaukee, Baltimore. No score at the end of 5. Right here, it's 5-4 Chicago. Batting in the bottom of the 3rd inning, Danny Pasqua takes the first pitch over for a called strike. Minnesota 7-2 over Seattle. Ken Griffey Jr. with a home run for Seattle. Also Ken Herbeck and Brian Harper home runs for Minnesota. Foul back and out of play. Cleveland and Texas in the 2nd inning, no score. Texas activated their youngster that they've got a high hopes for now, Juan Gonzalez, who has been on the DL since the season started. So he's back in uniform and playing. Hit deep to right field. This could be gone.
I can't believe
it is gone. Right center field. Danny Pasqua with his first home run, 1991.
That was an 0-2 pitch. I don't know why he fooled him on 2 curves.
I don't understand why the pitching coach and the manager are giving high five.
Yeah. Fireworks are a lot quieter than they were in the old ballpark anyway. There they are. They got a big fireworks show after the game tonight, but they keep hitting these home runs, they won't have any left.
Well, I think I understand now why Torborg and Sammy Ellis are giving each other high five. You get Danny Pasqua hitting home runs for you in this new ballpark, and they're going to put some numbers on the board.
Yep.
Torborg, a great motivator for young players.
He is. No.
Sammy Sosa singled and scored back in the second inning. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Sammy Sosa. And Danny Pasqua goes and takes the seat by you-know-who, Walt Riddick.
Yep.
What do you think about that one, Walt? That one's already gone as far as Walt Riddick is concerned. He's worried about the 3rd time up now. How are you going to swing then? Fisted down to the third baseman. Flowers. He'd have to hurry, and he doesn't get him. Sosa can motor down that line.
He can. Flowers got that good arm, but he was a little deep with 2 strikes on him, and good off-balance throw. There it is. Yep, just beat it.
That could be all for Scott Sanderson.
Yep.
Stump Merrill has already motioned to the bullpen. Eric Plunk was warming up the inning before, so it will probably be Eric Plunk. From our position, we cannot really see down into the bullpens. And Sanderson, who was staked, it is going to be Eric Plunk. Sanderson, who was staked to a 4-0 lead in the first inning, and the White Sox coming back in the bottom of the second inning with 5 runs, and they've already added 1 in this inning. They lead at 6-4, and Sanderson just not sharp tonight. And while the pitching change is being made, let's take the timeout along the Yankee Baseball Network for the following messages. Continue on with our Nobody Beats the Wiz scoreboard in the National League. The Pirates walloping the Mets today 10-1. It was the Cubbies 8 and the Cincinnati Reds 3. That's a final. In the 7th inning, San Diego and Philly all tied up at the end of 7-1 apiece. Andy Beams with a home run in that ball game. It's Houston 1, Atlanta 0 at the end of 4. Montreal, St. Louis all tied up at the end of 3, and San Francisco, Los Angeles a little bit later start out of the coast. Eric Plunk now will come on to take over for Scott Sanderson. And the New York Yankees would like to get this big guy straightened out. He's been a little bit erratic, having only pitched in 4 ball games and only 4 1/3 innings with an 8.31 earned run average. And he is one of those guys that's just been kind of in and out. He's good one day, bad 2 or 3 days last year. That's been kind of his mode. And if we could ever get him straightened out where he would be consistent out of that bullpen, boy, it would mean a heck of a lot for the New York Yankees. He's got potential. He's got a live arm.
See if you can hold Sosa on over there.
Got some work to do here, though. Nobody out.
Oh.
There goes Sosa. Big jump pitch out. And even though they pitched out, Sosa with that speed, that's his 3rd stolen base.
Yeah, you can
no
steal.
chance for Noakes.
No, a good runner can steal on Plunk. He's a little slow at kicking the leg up and letting the ball go. Didn't use that slide step that time.
And you mentioned it, Scooter. It's really up to the pitcher to keep this runner
yeah,
close.
gotcha. Look at he.
I mean, a jump like that, if you've got a cannon, you still can't throw him out.
Nope. I'm surprised he didn't use the slide step there.
Egan trying to bunt again, and he fouls it back and out of play.
He did that last time. Fouled the ball up, and he got a base hit.
Well, speed does a lot for a ball club, an offensive ball club, but it does a lot to a defensive ball club too, because the pitcher obviously has got to worry about the runner on base. He loses his focus to the batter and how he wants to pitch to him. You got your infielders moving around all the time. They may get caught out of position. Up high for a ball. You've got Mike Blowers playing even with the bag in on the grass at third. You got Espinosa monkeying around with Sosa at second. Just does a lot of things for you.
Oh, yes.
And a lot of things to you.
Jackie Robinson, I think, gave infielders and pitchers and catchers more trouble than anybody. That was just an example of Bobby was talking about it. Espinosa wanted to try to pick off.
And Guillen's a type of hitter now that will think about hitting the ball to the left side to try to catch Espinosa out of position.
Excuse me, I notice you call him Geejan once in a while. I know Tony Kubek and...
I'm really butchering his name to tell you.
No, I just call him Guillen.
Yeah.
But
on deck is Scott Fletcher, the Yankee killer. I think maybe I'll just stick with Guillen, because I heard him before the ball game. He said Guillen one time, Geejan the next time. Line drive, base hit into right field. Sosa, they'll hold at third, and with the gun of Jesse Barfield and nobody out. A wise move by Terry Bennington, the third base coach.
Said again, that time he tried to bunt twice, fouled it off, and then got a base hit, just like he did the first time. Oh, that ball just looked like it was just hanging there, ready for him to hit it. Tough to get an RBI with Barfield out there in right field.
Well, there's still nobody out here in the bottom of the third. And the White Sox have already wrapped out 12 base hits in this ball game. And Scott Fletcher has one of those 12. Double down the right field line. Picked up 2 RBIs. He now has 13. And leads the White Sox in that category. Now, Matt Noakes is saying, hey, Eric, you're going to have to keep an eye on those guys at first base, because Guillen, he'll take off too.
Like you said, this Torborg likes to run in this situation.
High fly ball to right field. We'll see what Sammy Sosa does. Barfield, and here comes Sosa's going to hold up. The throw is offline.
That's it.
Those are the kind of challenges you like to see once in a while in baseball.
I tell you, they respect Barfield's arm, even though it was a little offline. He sets and watch. He goes back. Now he comes in, gets it on the dead run. Perfect. Fires it hard, but a little off to the right.
That's a lot of respect.
Yeah.
From Sammy Sosa.
As fast as he is, you're right.
Barfield with 151 assists in the outfield. Matt Marullo now will step in to pinch hit for Tim Raines. I don't know if something happened to Tim Raines or not, but Marullo
How about that?
is now hitting. Marullo only 7 ABs on the year. No home runs, no RBIs. So we'll try to find out what happened to Tim Raines and pass that along to you. Inside corner for a called strike. Well, everybody's got that classic Walt Hriniak swing, even when they are just
take a pitch,
taking a pitch or practicing a swing.
He was ready to go that time.
Well, they could pull the double steal, so the Yankees will have to be careful. Got speed at both corners with Guillen at first base, Sammy Sosa at third.
Yeah, I don't think he can throw through.
And Murillo sends one to center field. That'll score Sosa from third. Kelly has to back up. He makes the catch, sacrifice fly. Murillo picks up a RBI, his first on the year.
Those high fives, and they don't miss anybody either. They go down the runway and look for somebody to high five.
Now a 7-4 ball game in favor of the White Sox. No high fives on the Yankees side. They had a few in the first inning, but it's been pretty bleak since then. Lance Johnson. 2 out here in the bottom of the third inning. White Sox with 7 runs on 12 base hits. The Yankees 4 runs on 4 base hits. Guillen, 1 stolen base. He's been caught 1 time. People tend to think that he's a fast runner. He's really not that fast. He's pretty quick. But in the stretch, he's not really that fast. You would think that he would steal more bases. He really doesn't steal a lot of bases.
No.
But you've got to keep an eye on him. For a called strike. 0-2 now to Lance Johnson. Guillen did steal 36 bases back in 1989. Only 13 last year. Up high for a ball. 1-2. Lance Johnson. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. Base hit back in the first inning to left field. Then he lined the center field back in the second. Sox lead at 7-4. There goes Guillen. And the pitch is down low. No chance for Matt Noakes. He had to just try to stop it. And Guillen picks up his second stolen base.
No chance at all. Low inside, backhanded. 3 stolen bases and 1 caught stealing so far tonight for the White Sox.
Inside, ball gets away, but not far enough for Guillen to advance. And the count goes to 3-2. Ozzie Guillen won his first Gold Glove at shortstop last year. And a real spark plug for this ball club. They tried to find, well, they thought he was really going to be a leadoff hitter for him, and Walt Hriniak worked with him, but he a free swinger at the plate. He doesn't. He's not that patient at the plate, so they've had to move him back down in the 8th and 9th slot. Jam shot. Sox will come on. He'll have to hurry. Johnson with that good speed, but not before the White Sox come up with another couple of runs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. They now lead the Yankees 7-4. Scooter will take a rest. Tom Seaver will join us in the top half of the 4th inning. We go to the top half of the 4th inning as the White Sox lead the Yankees 7-4. They have come out in the bottom of the 2nd and 3rd innings. The White Sox have, with 5 runs in the bottom of the 2nd, 2 in the bottom of the 3rd. And the Sox fans enjoying that hot dog a little bit better. Now that the Sox are on top. Beautiful new Comiskey Ballpark here in Chicago. As the Yankees come to bat here in the top half of the 4th inning, and here to bring you the play-by-play now is Tom Seaver.
Thank you, Bobby. Matt Noakes leads it off for the Yanks here in the top of the 4th inning as they trail it 7-4. The Sox batted around Scott Sanderson and Eric Plunk for 12 base hits here so far tonight through 3 innings, just 3 innings. And it's a 7-4 ball game. It'll be Noakes, Barfield, and Blowers for New York here in the top of the 4th. Yankees, of course, have 4 big runs in the top of the 1st, but here we are on the top of the 4th, and they trail by 3. Noakes, a long home run off of Perez, a 2-out home run, and it looked like the Yankees were in for a sweet evening, but in the space of an hour and a half and 3 innings, things have turned around for the Yanks. There's that splitter, an outstanding splitter when he gets it over, and you could see Noakes way out in front of it.
And he likes to throw that pitch when he's ahead in the count. And so Noakes could get ready probably for another one.
Noakes, of course, you recall, hit the fastball out in the 1st inning. We'll see what he throws. Another splitter inside, and it's 2-2. Perez, 6'4", 180 pounds. Bigger than his brother Pascual, who is still rehabilitating. Hopefully be back here with the Yankees in their rotation soon. Splitter again, and Noakes out in front. This is some ballpark, Bobby, I'm telling you. I know I'm kind of maybe a little bit of a traditionalist, a little bit more than you are. Down the line, 347. That's a good poke. Now, you would think it'd be a pitcher's park, but they say that the ball carries very well here, especially in the alleys. 375 in the power alleys and 400 to straightaway center field. But I guess if you have to make a change, this is the way to do it. An awfully pretty ballpark. Popped up. It'll be Johnson, Guillen, or Fletcher, and Guillen says, I'll take it. And 1 gone here in the top of the 4th.
Well, you mentioned down the right field line, 347. That's not the longest. The longest down the line is at Wrigley Field. I think it's about 353 down the right field line at Wrigley. But talking to Hall of Famer Al Kaline when the Tigers were in New York the last time, he told me they had just come from New Comiskey, and he was trying to fill me in. He said, in the summertime, this place is going to be a launching pad. Look for a lot of home runs.
That's what Kenny Harrelson said, too. He said it's going to be a hitter's ballpark. Jesse Barfield batting with 1 out here in the 4th. Jesse is 0 for 1. He grounded to short his first time up. The weather has a lot to do with the way the ball carries here in Chicago, and really dependent on whether it's hot or cold. Slider on the outside corner. That's a beauty by Perez. When it gets warm in the summer, and I mean real hot in the summer down in Kansas and Nebraska, those winds come north and they come off the plains, and there's really nothing to hold them back, and they come up here through Chicago and head toward the north. Well, it's going to help the hitters at this ballpark. That's high and deep to left field. Pasqua, no chance. Home run, Jesse Barfield. It's 7-5.
Well, the Yankees are not waiting for full summertime. They're launching tonight along with the Chicago White Sox. Number 2 for Jesse. And he continues to hit, extending his hitting streak now to 7 games.
A no-doubter for Jesse Barfield. Well back into the seats, and the Yanks just 2 runs down now, 7-5. Talking to Jesse, I says, the ball carry here? I said, I can't really tell yet, Tom. Well, you think he's going to say yes now?
You know, something that's very unusual. We showed the flags up atop the stadium down the left field line. They're not blowing, but in center field and right field, they're blowing towards left field. They have all talked about the currents, the wind currents here at this new ballpark, and it faces in a southwest direction. That's a little bit unusual when they put ballparks together, but they say the wind, now those are the flags in center field. They say the wind either blows from right field to left field or left field to right field, but swirls. Last night when I was on the field, the wind was blowing in my face from right field, but it was actually blowing to right field. It was crazy.
It'll circle around, exactly right. Chicago, you can have some crazy weather. That's a look at left field. And that's right field. You can see different action on the flags. I came in from the airport today. That's a 1-2 pitch to Flowers. That's bounced foul, and he'll stay alive. Came in from the airport today, and it was dry as a whistle out at O'Hare. And I got downtown, and the entire downtown area was flooded. It was wet all over the place. And the doorman at the hotel said it's been raining cats and dogs down here. And I said, I haven't seen it except the last quarter mile, and of course right along the lake here. You get the lake effect, and you can have different weather in many different parts of this city. You can be here at Comiskey Park, Sox Park, and it'll be raining. You could be up at Wrigley Field and have the sun out.
Don't talk to me about sun and Wrigley Field.
I was just going to say. Ooh. I was going to.
Playing right field.
Did you like playing there?
I like playing there once in a while, but pretty dangerous in right field, especially from the 6th inning on with that sun in your eyes.
On that outside corner, and Perez strikes out Flowers. There are 2 gone here in the 4th.
Well, the Yankees and Stump Merrill are going to stick with Mike Flowers at third base. They want to see what he can do, and a perfect pitch by Melito Perez. He's happy about it. One thing about Perez, he's very emotional. He's like his brother. They let you know if they like it or dislike it out on the mound.
Well, he's got to like that pitch. That was absolutely perfect. It'll bring up Alvaro Espinoza. Espy in a slump. He's dropped down to 425. I said, Alvaro, do you have any extra base hits? I know you're hitting over 400. He says, I got more extra base hits than I had all last year. Is that a base hit? There's a knock to left field, and a hit sharply to left by Espinoza. 2-out single here in the top of the 4th.
Total turnaround for this youngster. For the first 3 or 4 ball games, he wasn't having any fun playing baseball anymore. And the Yankees were seeing what they were going to do at shortstop. They wanted for somebody to come forward and begin to hit, either him or Velarde. And finally, Espinoza, through some words of encouragement by Phil Rizzuto and a lot of work from the Hondo, Frank Howard, the hitting instructor. I mean, Espinoza has turned his entire career around in the hitting department.
Roberto Kelly batting for the 3rd time today. Just absolutely perfect so far as you take a look at Big Hondo. Boy, is he something. If he doesn't rank as the nicest man in the world, he is right up there in the top 5. Kelly a double and a single. In which way? Oh, he misses it. And Espinoza's going to end up on 3rd. Kelly at 1st. That's got to be an error on Alvaro Espinoza.
They won't see too many E's from Ian at shortstop. He won the Gold Glove, and he just actually took his eye off the ball. The ball, he thought it was going to come up just a bit, and it stayed down and goes right underneath his glove. He was more interested in throwing the ball than catching it, and the ball, when it hit that dirt, it just stayed down right underneath his glove. And they teach you to get your glove on the ground, because if you get your glove on the ground, you can always come up if the ball comes up. But if you got your glove up, it's hard to get the glove down.
Oh, it was easier to come up, is exactly right. It looked like he was certainly concerned with the speed of Roberto Kelly going down the line. And maybe a little bit indecisive whether he was going to go to second base to Fletcher and try to get the lead runner in Espinosa. So the Yanks get a break here. A 2-out single from Espinosa, and the air by Guillen is short, so Steve Sachs looks at a 2-run deficit and will try to cut it to 1. Sachs 1 for 2. That's Espinosa on third and Kelly over at first. Breaking ball right in there.
Update on Tim Raines. Tommy, he jammed his, I think it was his left shoulder, trying to steal a base back in the second inning, back in the first inning. So he had to leave the ball game. That's the reason he would pinch hit for back in the third.
They will check Kelly again at first.
Some bad news also for Kansas City. Kevin Seitzer breaks his hand and is out for about 6 weeks now. Kansas City Royals third baseman Kevin Seitzer out with a broken hand.
Boy, Brett's on the DL. Bo Jackson gone. And they'll check Kelly again.
On the other hand, some good news for the Oakland A's. They activated Ricky Henderson, so he's now back playing. Just one stolen base shy of the Lou Brock's all-time career stolen base record.
He's come back. They still got a half dozen guys on that DL, don't they? Outside corner, a beauty by Perez again. Sachs looking for something he can just drive through the infield. Sachs singled and scored one of the four Yankee runs in the first. Steve hitting .250 with that single. Kelly doesn't go, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Buck Showalter going outward to talk to Espinosa. That could be alive here if Roberto Kelly is going to take off, whether he should break for home. Time called by home plate umpire Jim Evans.
Well, the third base coach constantly talking to the runner at third with 2 outs. Yankees may want to try to get something going. There's Showalter. And the White Sox thought something was on.
They have one of the best sign stealers in the business, and Joe Nosek sits down on the bench next to Torborg.
Nosek, of course, the eye in the sky for the Chicago White Sox, and the American League now has really abolished that eye in the sky that the American League has known for the last few years with the walkie-talkie positioning players and what have you. So no more in that walkie-talkie business in the American League. So that brings Nosek down on the bench. It also adds another coach that you could put on the bench. So for what we knew the eye in the sky to be for the last 3 or 4 years is no longer.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Kelly goes. Rackham.
One of the reasons for that, Tommy, is that I think they were stretching it a little bit too much as far as the eye in the sky. They were
Really playing by the rules, were they?
I don't think they were all playing by the rules. They were using some monitors to help them out too. You know, if you got a walkie-talkie to the dugout and you're up high of the stadium and you've got a monitor, you can do a whole lot of things, relaying messages.
You know what they might do? Put those cameras on top of batting helmets, and when the guy gets a second, you get him in there, take a picture of the sign.
Like
third base coach will have a little screen down there. Kelly goes again. Base hit right field. And Espinosa's going to score. A great arm. No, it gets by Robin Ventura, and we're going to have a tie ball game. Sosa with a great arm in right field, and he threw it wildly to Ventura. And the Yankees right back in the ball game, tied at 7. Second error in the inning for the White Sox.
And you talk about serving the ball into the outfield. I mean, Sachs just serves the ball out there. Sammy Sosa with a good arm. Now it's up to Robin Ventura. He was still going to put the tag on Kelly at third. He lets the ball get by him. He's got to try to stop that ball at all costs. And a little controversy now down at third base. They're going to send, I think, Sachs back to second and not allow him to stay at third. Showalter thinks that Sachs could have made it to third anyway. I can't imagine anything else that they'd be talking about. Whatever it was, it's over with, and Sachs is going to stay at third. I think for a moment there, Showalter thought that they were going to send Sachs back to second base.
Obviously, that's the one argument that they had. You can see Greg Nettles talking to first base umpire Dan Morrison about it. And former Yankee, great third baseman, isn't it clear in his mind? Don Mattingly now, the go-ahead run for the Yanks on third base. Fastball right on the outside corner. Sachs, an outstanding two-strike hitter, dunks it to right field, and the throw from Sosa gets by Ventura and into the photographer's pit right behind one of our cameras here. In there for strike 2, and no balls and 2 strikes to Mattingly.
Third baseman's almost got to play that like a line drive, one hopper to him at third base. Just try to knock it down, you know, get in front of it. Ventura played it off to the side.
Up and away, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Sachs at third. Perez has thrown a couple of wild pitches with that splitter. He struck Mattingly out on it in the first inning. That's fouled back into the seats behind the White Sox dugout. Just as Tim Leary, who has an outstanding forkball, split-fingered fastball. It can cause you a lot of trouble if you try to overthrow it, and that's what Perez was doing in the first inning. Threw a couple of balls in the dirt, had a wild pitch. There it is, but Pudge makes a nice play, holds on to it, and home plate umpire Jim Evans calls Mattingly out the second time in the game that he has been down on strikes, but not before. The Yankees right back in the ball game with a 3-run inning. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Here in Chicago, it's tied 7-7, New York and the Sox. Home Entertainment Center. For everything in home electronics, music, and the movies, nobody beats the Wiz. A beautiful shot of the scoreboard here at brand new Comiskey Park. They've had exploding fireworks already tonight in front of 34,493. The official attendance announced. First 7 games here at Comiskey, they've drawn just over 200,000 people to this brand new palace on the south side of Chicago, averaging just over 31,000. About that miserable opening day, Bobby, that they had here as Danny Pasqua, Sammy Sosa, and Robin Ventura, Carlton Fisk, and Frank Thomas bat for the White Sox here in the fourth. That horrible opening day.
What was it, 16-1?
16-0 or 18-0 or
16-1, I think it was.
Woo.
Whatever it was way too much for them.
I couldn't find Pudge today. I was going to needle him, and I said, way to have a great opening day to bring those fans back. But I think he was hiding. Robin Ventura struck out in the first and bounced out to second his second time up, but picked up an RBI. A 7-7 ball game here in the bottom of the fourth inning. On the left field line, fair foul, fair ball. And a double for Robin Ventura, and the 20th hit in the ball game.
There's just not anything you can do about that. That was a perfect pitch by Eric Plunk, and Robin Ventura just serves it where he's supposed to. Plunk put that slider or breaking ball on the outside corner, and Ventura with some fabulous hitting just sends it down the left field line. The same youngster who hit in 58 straight games at Oklahoma State when he played there. Obviously, that's a record. They really like him, and I'll tell you what, Walt Reniak loves this guy.
You don't blame him, do you?
No.
How about Ventura and Thomas? There are two guys at the corners that are going to be outstanding players for quite a while in this White Sox organization. Carlton Fisk, 2 for 2 on the night. A couple of singles, one of them on an 0-2 pitch. Just punched it right through a hole that Steve Sachs had created when he was going over to cover first. How about when he was young? He'd get the fastball with the best of them, couldn't he? Huh?
Especially when he was at Boston. I'll tell you what, he looked for that fastball, and he peppered that green monster. Not only is Carlton strong, he is a very savvy hitter. When he goes to the plate, he has an idea exactly what he wants to do each time. He knows every pitcher, every pitch. He's the kind of hitter that puts a percentage or a percentage and a half in his favor when he goes to the plate each time. And over the course of 600 ABs, that really mounts up to be something at the end of the year.
Well, there was an example of it on the 2-ball, no-strike pitch. Go ahead and run at second base, nobody out. Pudge, if nothing else, wants to hit the ball to the right side to get Ventura to third. But he's not really giving himself up. He wants to drive the ball to the right side. If he can hit a single or hit the ball down the right field line or in the right center field gap, that's what he'd prefer to do. The least he wants to do is get it over there. You see him try it again. And we'll see with 2 strikes if he goes ahead now and just plays it straight, which is what he should do.
Yeah, he's pretty much on his own now. He just got to try to protect the strike zone. But you also, like when you talk about a hitter, you know that the pitcher and the catcher knows that you're trying to hit the ball the right side, so they're going to try to probably jam you inside with hard stuff.
We'll see which direction Plunk goes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hard inside, just missed. Full count, 3-2. Fisk hitting .367. Eric Plunk in relief of Scott Sanderson. Sanderson went 2+ innings, gave up 7 earned runs on 11 base hits. Long night for Scotty Sanderson. 3-2, and he does the job. Hit number 3 for Carlton Fisk. And if you like the game of baseball and like to watch it being played the way it should be played, that's a little piece of education right there from a man that's over 40 years old.
Was that a perfect swing?
Perfect swing.
I mean, between him and Robin Ventura, left-handed batter going down the left field line, and then Carlton Fisk on a 3-2 pitch. Well, that's pretty.
So the Sox, after the Yankees score 3 runs in the top of the 4th inning, come right back here against Eric Plunk, and They now have runners at the corners. Nobody out. And big Frank Thomas up. Thomas and Ventura, the #1 draft picks for the White Sox in the 88-89 draft, and they are here paying big dividends for this ball club already. Oh, you got a couple of kids. Robin Ventura hitting 3rd in this lineup, and Thomas hitting 5th. Makes the stock go up in your minor league development program or your scouting system, one of the two. Down low, and that's 2 balls and no strikes.
I think that's the reason they've really turned it around here on the south side, and the fan interest is as high as it's ever been, especially with this new ballpark. Developing players in their organization, along with Jack McDowell, Alex Fernandez, Frank Thomas, Robin Ventura.
He doesn't let it go on 2 balls and no strikes. How about the swing that Thomas had in that first inning, that hanging curveball? He popped it up to Mattingly. Oh my, oh my, oh my, huh?
Well, you're an ex-pitcher. You know more about that than I am.
That'll
From
take
a hitter
your breath
standpoint, I can
away.
tell you what, you want to hit yourself on the head.
Thomas takes the 2-0 pitch. And let's see what he does with the 2-1. Bounce foul, and it'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes. Terry Bevington, their 3rd base coach. And Barry Foote, the coach over at first.
I don't even know why they have coaches boxes, because the coaches never stand in them. I mean, it's just I think it's just, I don't know why they do it, because I don't think I ever see a coach stand in the coaching box.
Outside, and the full count to Frank Thomas.
And I'm almost assured that if they took the lines and put it where Terry Bevington is standing now, he'd stand behind it.
Of course he would.
He would stand.
Of course he would. Tie ball game here in Chicago. 3-2 to Frank Thomas, and runners at 1st and 3rd. What a shot. Flowers. No, they can't get the out. A bad throw by Mike Flowers. Choosing to go with a double play if he could. And he throws it away. The White Sox take the lead 8-7, and they still have runners at the corners.
Well, Flowers either didn't have a good grip on the ball, or it was just hit so hard he had too much time, and he makes a bad throw, and Sachs could not recover at second base. It was well beyond, and Sachs tried to knock it down way wide outside of second base. I think he just had too much time, and he didn't know what to do as Sachs was coming towards the base. The ball was hit so hard. But
I don't think he let it go. I think he just aimed it over there, Bobby. Sure looked like it,
he was waiting for Sachs to get there. It was hit so hard, and he just threw it away.
So the White Sox take the lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 8-7. Danny Pasqua, who is 2 for 2 himself with a home run. And a golden opportunity to pick up another RBI. He got his 3rd RBI of the season on that home run. Good breaking ball by Plunk, but it misses. Yanks still playing at double play depth. Thomas at first and Fisk on 3rd. Popped him up. Will it stay in play? No. Back on the screen into the stands.
That's where you could use to pitch Danny Pasqua's inside. He used to throw him hard stuff right on the inside part of the plate, and he would take it most of the time.
Let's pause 10 seconds along the Yankee Baseball Network for station identification. Ball and a strike to Pasqua. Another good breaking ball, but Jim Evans calls it a ball. Good break on it. but cannot find the strike zone with it.
Yeah, this is the pattern for Pasqua, the breaking ball and then the hard stuff inside. One thing you don't want this youngster to do is to be able to extend those arms.
Oh, right through the legs of Alvaro Espinosa. That was hit like a rocket. This scores. They got a chance at Pasqua. Now it's a double. Thomas all the way around to third. And it's 9-7 White Sox. That was hit like a bullet. Right through the legs of Alvaro Espinosa. He thinks he should have had it. I'll be interested to find out how they score that, Bobby. That was a rocket.
It was a rocket. I think that Alvaro had a chance to get it in front of it. He did. It hit the grass and just kind of squirted underneath him. And he didn't get the glove down. The same as Ozzie Guillen. The ball that was hit to him stayed low on the ground, and Espinosa did not get the glove down. That's probably going to be an error, I would imagine.
Yeah, the board still has but one error. And that was the throwing error by Blowers on the ball hit by Frank Thomas. However, it adds up. It doesn't make any difference. 9-7 Chicago. It'll bring up Sammy Sosa. Is everybody in this White Sox lineup 2 for 2?
I don't know. They talked about getting signs, you know, on the other side. I tell you what, it looks like somebody's getting some signs.
There's some bad pitches, too. Sosa, a couple of singles, inching up toward that 200 mark. He started the evening hitting 150. He singled in the second and the third, stole a base.
Years ago, you would see guys hitting the deck.
You know, that's right, Bobby. I
haven't even seen a ball thrown inside yet, and I mean, they're just up there. They got guy wires to their back leg swinging. Ouch!
Oh, that hurts me. I hope that didn't get anybody down there. I'd hate to see that. Looks like everybody's okay. Somebody got a souvenir. I hope they didn't leave their teeth
I think the guy got
here
it
at the ballpark. Oh, got it right in the arm, huh?
At least he's got a smile on his face.
A ball and 2 strikes to Sosa. Breaking ball high.
Well, they finally flashed an error up there.
Yep, they flashed an error on the board, so now it's E6. We'll put that in. You got to credit Pascal with an RBI, the official scorer, Bob Rosenberg, here in Chicago. 2-2 to Sosa. That'll be foul. So Pasqua with his second RBI of the evening. The Yankees with their second error in the inning. Eric Plunk came on in the third inning. Fastball in the hole and through. Thomas is going to score. Pasqua is going to stay at third. Sammy Sosa with his third base hit. And it is 10-7 Chicago. And there is still nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Yankees got 3 at the top of the 4th. The Sox have come right back to score 3 of their own, and there's still nobody out.
Well, Sosa came into this ball game batting 150, but you can see that he is breaking out of that hitting slump that he was in early in the season. He's 3 for 3 tonight, and everybody seems to be on Eric Plunk's fastball and curveball.
They almost got him. Ozzie Guillen, the batter. We have Sosa at first, Pasqua at third. Sosa. Two out of 3 in stolen bases this year. This White Sox team will run, and Jeff Torborg showed that in the very first inning. His club was down 4-0. The Yankees scored 4 in the top of the first. Tim Raines got a base hit, and Jeff Torborg came right out running. He gave Raines a steal sign, and they threw Raines out. It's bounced foul. We want to send along a happy 70th birthday to a big Yankee fan in the New York area, Art Burke. Happy number 70 to Art Burke. He's a big, big Yankee fan. Scooter gave me that to read. Guillen, 14 hits on the season and no extra base hits. They'll check Sosa again. Guillen 2 for 2. The White Sox with 15 hits. Pasqua's got 2, Sosa's got 3, Guillen's got 2. There goes Sosa. And lifted high down the left field line. Will Hall have a chance? Yes, he does. Pasqua tags up. They might have a play. No. Off the line. Hall does not have a strong throwing arm. And Pasqua scores, and it's 11-7 ball game.
Well, Sosa certainly would have moved up from first to second on that throw, because Hall, not hitting the cutoff man, really had no chance of getting Danny Pasqua over into foul territory. But Sosa had taken off with the pitch, and he was already down to second base. In fact, he had rounded second base, so he had to go back around, go back to first. Go way off the mark. So Sosa remains at first base. But more importantly, Guillen does his job and gets an RBI. 11-7.
It'll bring up the Yankee killer, Scott Fletcher. Fletcher is 1 for 2, a couple of RBIs, had an RBI double in the second. Yeah, keep an eye on Sosa. 32 stolen bases last year for Chicago. The White Sox ran last year. Visions of the old go-go Sox. They got thrown out 90 times. The most in the big leagues, but they will continue to run. Beautiful night here at Comiskey Park. Weather-wise, it's supposed to rain. They said possibility of rain. You can see the moon here. About 72 degrees. The temperature at game time. Sosa does not go, and Fletcher takes ball 1.
Moon over Chicago.
Now, where'd it go? It was there a minute ago. Now it's gone.
Yeah, it'll come back.
That's what they say about the weather in Chicago.
Just hang around, right? A few minutes.
Just hang around. It'll change. A little fog rolling in. Right down to Mattingly. He takes the easy one at first. And Sosa says, nope, you can have me right here. A double play for the Yanks, but not before Chicago comes up with 4 big runs of their own in the 4th inning. We go to the 5th here at Comiskey Park in Chicago. It's the White Sox 11, the Yankees 7. Murcer called it. He called it. No, you call it a Tom Seaver fastball. You're not kidding me.
Now you see it. Now you don't.
Now we don't. Well, we're going to wipe the moon here, as they say in television lingo, and give you tonight's trivia quiz. How's that?
Wipe the moon?
Yeah, well, they wipe to black, or they fade to black, or whatever. That's never heard that before.
I think you made that up.
Well, tonight's trivia quiz. There are 7 current Major League ballparks built and occupied before 1960. 7 of them. Can you name them? Kevin Moss leads it off for the Yanks here in the top of the 5th, and they need base runners. They got the Moss switch.
Now, Ozzie Guillen is actually out in almost right. He's almost into right center field. He's the shortstop. Third baseman Ventura. Well, he shortened up just a bit at third base, but Kevin tried to bunt his way on. You really only get one shot at that. But if he wants to, he can still try to just serve one over to the left side. There's 3 guys on the right side of the infield. That's Ventura at third. See how far he is over towards short. Now the other 3 infielders will come into view.
Bounce down to Thomas, and like a cat, he's all over it. Perez beats Moss, 1 gone.
And he played just right.
Boy, that was some play by the first baseman for the White Sox. Perez a little bit late getting there. Well, I heard you talk about him when you were on the field about the size of this young man right here, Bobby. And you see the agility on that play? That was superb for a young player. Watch this.
That is one of the hardest plays in all of baseball. It's also the play that they work on the most in spring training. And it's really up to the pitcher to break off that mound and scat over towards first base. You know how difficult that is. You've made that play many a time.
Yep. And the quicker you get there, the easier you make it on the first baseman. Thomas didn't hesitate.
Well, if you don't get there soon enough, then he's got to try to lead you with the ball and
fire it right there anyway.
And you're running and trying to step on the bag and all that stuff. It makes it really difficult.
Mel Hall bows it way back up in the upper deck. Hall is 0 for 1. Excuse me, 0 for 2. He got an RBI and a fielder's choice in the first inning. Popped out in the third. Mel hitting just 154. Hard down the right field line. That'll be extra bases. Sosa's got a great arm, but they'll never get Hall here. So a 1-out double for the Yankee left fielder. And the hit parade goes on here at Comiskey Park.
I wouldn't be surprised, Tommy. Before the ball game, they told me that Melito Perez was on a pitch count. He's got a big lead now, but he's got to pitch through the 5th inning in order to qualify for the win here. That fastball right down the middle, and Hall picks up a double. This may be the last inning for Perez. You can see Jeff Torborg. He's checking out the lineup over there.
Matt Noakes, the number 6 hitter in the lineup for the Yanks.
I would think Perez has got to be up close to 100 pitches right
I would
now.
think so. Nobody throwing, as you see in the bullpen. But
so much for that, right?
You know, wait, they're moving around down there. Something's going to get going. You don't see a lot of bodies moving like that unless something's going to happen. Good pitch there.
Well, there's some stretching going on.
Well, he's been down there for 2 hours sitting. Alex Fernandez getting loose. Splitter right over the top. And it's 1-2 to Noakes. Let's take a look as we go through this inning. Some of the scores on the Nobody Beats the Wiz scoreboard. Detroit beat the Blue Jays 4-2 tonight. Boston 6-4 over Kansas City. Oakland 4-3 over the Angels. Ricky Henderson played. We'll try and find that out for you. Milwaukee 2 and Baltimore 1. They're late in that ball game. Off the end of the bat, Hall has to hold it second. And there are 2 gone. The Twins beat Seattle 7-2. That was in Minnesota. Kenny Griffey Jr. hit a home run tonight. Herbeck hit a home run for the Twins. And in a game down in Texas, it's the Indians won and the Rangers won. They're in the bottom of the 5th inning. A quick look at the National League. The Pirates big over the Mets tonight, 10-1. The Cubs beat the Reds 8-3. San Diego and Philadelphia tied at 2. They're in the bottom of the 10th inning. Top of the 8th, it's the Astros 1, Atlanta nothing. Top of the 6th, 2-1 St. Louis over Montreal. And just getting going on the West Coast, Los Angeles and San Francisco. So there are 2 gone here in the top of the 5th inning. And Jesse Barfield, who hit a line drive home run his last time up. Jesse, his 2nd home run of the year and his 7th RBI. Jesse off to a good start. Base hit. Will it squeak through? It does. And Hall, they're going to send him. He'll score easily off the end of the bat. Not a screamer like he hit last time, but he hit it right in the right spot. Fletcher could not get to it. Barfield with his 2nd RBI of the game, and it is 11-8 Chicago.
And it's just one of those ball games, Tommy, that you can't call the winner right now, no matter how many runs each side gets up on the other. It's just one of those ball games wherever things going to fall in there. Hitters are going to hit, pitchers can't get anybody out, and you look for the right combination. And it's back and forth, back and forth.
Jeff Torborg would like to get a win for his young right-hander. Perez in with starting the game tonight. No wins and no losses. And a beautiful earned run average of 1.6. Mentally, that's part of the job that a manager has in controlling his pitching staff, giving them confidence, not leaving them in long enough to lose, but leaving them in long enough to win. Mike Flowers with 2 gone. Tough play for Thomas. Good job by Perez to get there on that one. And he beats Flowers easily. But not before the Yanks come up with a run and a couple of hits. They leave a man. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Here in Chicago, it's 11-8 White Sox. Yankees baseball is brought to you in part by Egoist, a fragrance out of the ordinary for a man out of the ordinary, from Chanel, only at Bloomingdale's. Parlez-vous français, monsieur?
What was that?
That was Oklahoman. Matt Marullo leads it off for the White Sox here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Marullo came in the ball game in the 3rd and pinch hit for Tim Raines, who jammed his shoulder stealing in the 1st inning. Raines stole and had a single in the 1st, excuse me, and in trying to steal, jammed his shoulder at 2nd base. Marullo came on in the 3rd and simply hit a sacrifice fly. Marullo hitting .286. White Sox up by 3 here in the bottom of the 5th, 11-8. 24 hits in the ball game already. Breaking ball up in the strike zone, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
One of those games, I think, that Stump Merrill has said, all right, Eric, you haven't had much work. Now's the time you're going to get some work no matter what happens. You're going to have to get your innings in. You're just going to have to get your own act together and try to keep us close. And if you can do that, well, I think we can score enough runs.
Marullo over the top of the breaking ball, and 1 gone here in the bottom of the 5th. Good breaking ball here, Bobby. That's the difference of throwing that pitch when you're ahead and behind. Now, he was throwing that pitch earlier when he was behind in the count. And the hitter's just simply taking it.
Well, the problem with Eric Plunk is that he's just so inconsistent.
When he gets behind.
When he pitches, he'll show brilliance one time, and the next 2 or 3 times out, he gets knocked around. He's got a good fastball. He's got a good curveball, but he's so inconsistent with those pitches that it makes it very tough.
Right back to Plunk. And Johnson is gone. And 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th.
I don't care how hard you throw when you have to pitch behind most of the time because your control's not there. They're going to eat you up.
Yep. Answer to the trivia quiz here in the ball game between the Sox and the Yanks. There are 7 current Major League stadiums built before 1960. Can you name them? Very appropriate as we play here in brand new Comiskey Park. Tiger Stadium 1912, Fenway Park 1912. Of course, Yankee Stadium built in 1923 and occupied in 1923, I guess I should say. Cleveland in 1931, Memorial Stadium in Baltimore in 54, and Milwaukee's County Stadium in 53. And over the National League, Wrigley Field, 1916. Candlestick was completed in 59, but they didn't play in there. The Giants didn't until 1960. American League East teams, older ballparks, and when you consider the oldest was the ballpark across the street. So the oldest ballpark and the newest in baseball right here.
In the next 5 years, you're going to see probably at least 4 brand new stadiums in the American League. I mean, they got the new Comiskey here. They're building one in Texas. They're building one in Baltimore. They're going to build one in Detroit. And possibly Cleveland will have one in the next 5 years.
3-1 to Robin Ventura. Right down Broadway, and that's going to be another base hit for the White Sox. Base hit number 16 for Chicago. A 2-out single by Ventura. He is 2 for 4 on the evening. He came in hitting .240.
That's the second time that he's gone to left field, now batting .380. Well, that's Carlton Fisk's number. Is batting .380, 72, number 72.
Who wears 72 for the Chicago Bears? Fridge? Is that the
Refrigerator.
Is it the Fridge?
That's the Perry, yeah. Refrigerator Perry.
Pudge himself having a pretty good night. 3 for 3. Pops it up. Would be an easy play for Mel Hall. He's got it, and the Sox are gone quietly for one of the few times in the evening here in the 5th. Bottom of the 5th, they get a hit, they leave a man. We go to the 6th. It's the White Sox 11 and New York 8.
Alvaro Espinosa. I think the things we've tried to do with him, we've tried to redefine his strike zone, make him a little more selective at the plate. We've given him a little trigger or setup motion where he can generate some bat speed through the hitting area, and we've constantly remind him to work down and through the baseball and extend the swing. We got to keep him out of the air, have him play on the line or on the ground hard. But I think the biggest thing is he's hitting strikes and he's generating a little bat speed, and he's much more selective at the plate.
Frank Howard, his thoughts on one of his star pupils, Alvaro Espinosa. All I have to do is simply look at the numbers that Espy puts on the board.
You know, you can take that, Tommy, what he said right there, but the most important thing, and he didn't mention that, was the fact that Alvaro Espinosa is hitting with confidence, and that's one of the things that Frank Howard has done with Espinosa, has instilled the confidence in him, and when he walks up to the plate, he knows he's going to hit the ball hard someplace. He's having fun playing baseball. I don't care what you say, most of the time, 75% of the time, the hitting instructor is the babysitter. He wants to keep that guy upbeat.
And you know, Hondo's the kind of guy that wouldn't say that because you feel like you'd be taking too much credit, you know, and he's going to get into the technical parts of it, say, we're just trying to make him swing down on the ball, and there's, you know, but you know what he's doing? He's giving that young man that played a father image. And Espy, you know, you see Espy every day today. I mean, every day in and day out, big smile on his face. It's exactly what you said. Happy to be here. Base hit. Nope. One hopper to Scotty Fletcher. And good hustle by Espinosa. And one out here in the top of the 6th.
Well, he didn't get the pitch that he wanted right then. That was a pitch up and out of the strike zone. got to be the same feeling for a pitcher when he gets in a groove and he's got a lot of confidence when he goes out on the mound. Same thing for a hitter when he goes to the plate. You just know you're going to hit the ball hard.
Yeah, it sure is. You know you're going to release it right. You know you're going to hit it hard. Tough getting that area up in between your ears squared away sometimes, though, isn't it?
Well,
especially when you get it messed up.
About 95% of it.
All you got to do is talk to last year's American League batting champion. And you're talking about one of the best, and George Brett. And he was all confused at the beginning of last year. And once he finally mentally got straightened out, all he did was turn around and hit about 350. Ended up hitting, what, 323 or whatever it was, something like that. Led the league in hitting. More mental than physical.
Another guy that also has a lot of confidence in himself now is Roberto Kelly.
Out in front of the splitter. And a ball and 2 strikes to Kelly. 1 gone here in the top of the 6th. The Yanks down by 3, 11-8. Lots of crooked numbers on that scoreboard. Let's see, we've had 5 frames that we've played in, times 2 is 10, and there's only 4 zeros up there. And the splitter down and away, and that nicks Pudge again. He's been hit about 3 or 4 times tonight. And he'll go over and talk to Jim Evans about that. Kelly is 2 for 3. Singled in the first, singled in the second. Had 3 walks last night. Oh, had a good pitch to hit there, missed it.
Well, you mentioned a key there for Roberto Kelly. He had 3 walks last night in the leadoff spot. And one of the things that Kelly has worked on is being more patient at the plate. That makes him a much better leadoff hitter, because Kelly can do so much in the leadoff spot for you. He can put you out in front with a home run. He's got power. He can hit the ball the opposite field. He's got patience. He can take the walk, and when he gets on, he can steal a base.
Tough play for Guillen. Will he get him? Oh, bad throw and didn't get him. Ozzie Guillen's 2nd error of the ball game. My, oh my, how many times you're going to see that this year? And there's only one reason why that was an error, is that Roberto Kelly was hustling down that line and got there before Thomas could come down.
Well, Ozzie won the Golden Glove last year, committing only 17 errors. But that throw off the mark.
Take another look at it. Hits sharply, but that infield seems to suck it up. And Ozzie cuts loose from underneath. Oh boy, and good hustle by Kelly. It was good hustle by Espinosa too on a relatively easy play, but hustled down that first baseline.
Well, Melito Perez leaving this ball game. I was a little bit surprised that that Torborg stuck with him to start the 6th inning, because he was over the 100 pitch mark, but I think he was just trying to give him another chance to get through an easy inning if he could, let him try to work himself out of it, but couldn't do that. So Jeff going to the bullpen, and Perez's pitch count was 100, right on the nose, with 66 strikes. And while the pitching change is being made, let's take time out along the Yankee Baseball Network for the following messages.
White Sox and the Yankees. That's at 2:30, and that'll be on MSG. And then Tuesday, April 30th, the Yanks will be at Oakland. That's 10:35. That's changed from a 10 o'clock start, 10:35 p.m. and that game on MSG. And then on Wednesday, May 1st, the Yanks at Oakland again. That's 3:15 p.m. on Madison Square Garden. And our next broadcast right here on WPIX, New York Yankee telecast, will be on Friday night, May 10th. 7:30 against the Oakland A's. And a change of pitchers. Alex Fernandez comes on to take over for Melito Perez. And another one of those young pitchers in this organization that they're very, very high on. Say he throws very hard, good control, good breaking ball. Fernandez last year started 13 games for the White Sox and was 5-5 with a 3.8 earned run average. Right in there, strike one. He faces Steve Sachs. An 11-8 ball game. One out here in the top of the sixth. Sachs is 2 for 3. A couple of singles. And they'll check Kelly at first.
Fernandez only 21 years old and coming into this season only 63 days of major league service. 6'1", 205 pounds.
There goes Kelly. Oh my, that a rocket right into the first row behind the Yankee dugout. Whew. I'm not looking anymore, Bobby.
Yeah, I
have had it.
Those are dangerous, but somebody ended up with a souvenir and not a black eye. Those check swing fouls that just go right over the dugout, those screaming memes. You got to be alive as a fan. Remember that if you go to the ballpark and sit in that area, you've got to be alive at all times. A screaming meme.
I heard of that one. I gave a few of those screaming memes too, baby. Missed off the plate inside, and it's 2-2 to Sachs. Fernandez into the University of Miami. And it's an outstanding pitching that he accomplished for the Hurricanes. 15-2 with a 2-point earned run average.
Well, the South Side fans that are Sox fans, most of them beginning to identify with some of these young players now, as they really made their mark last year, winning 94 ball games, finishing second, and identifying with some of those first-round picks, such as a Fernandez, Ventura, Frank Thomas, etc. What baseball's all about is identification. You want to latch on to somebody.
There goes Kelly. 2 hops back to Fernandez. Kelly ends up on second, and they're 2 gone.
That was just a good fastball in on the hands of Steve Sachs. It looked like that when Kelly took off, Sachs had decided he wanted to hit the ball to the opposite side, only it was a ball that you can't really handle up and in. You see Kelly take off, and the ball's up and in, and Sachs is trying to hack it to the right side, but not a good pitch to do that with.
There you can see Ozzie Guillen talking to Roberto Kelly, and I guarantee you Ozzie is griping about his 2 errors tonight. 5 errors in the ball game. The White Sox have made 3. The Yankees have made 2. 11-8, and Don Mattingly with a chance to make it 11-10. 0 for 3 tonight, and he has struck out twice.
Neither one of these ball clubs, Tommy, are sitting still on the bases. I mean, they're taking off no matter how many runs behind they are. The Sox were 4 runs down. They were trying to steal bases. The Yankees 3 runs down here in the top of the 6th inning. And nobody's scared on the base pass.
Fernandez falls behind Mattingly, 2 balls and no strikes. Don hitting .267. Came in hitting .281. He's 0 for 3 and ahead in the count here, 3-0. And we'll see what he wants to do with a 3-0 count with Kevin Moss in the on-deck circle. I think you pretty much guessed that this is a take. Strike 1, and it's 3-1.
An automatic 3-0 strike. One of those that didn't have to be.
Should Mattingly get on, of course, Moss will represent the tying run. And the way the game has gone so far, anything can happen. And Moss will have a chance. They say that Jeff Torberg is a voracious reader. I've heard that.
Well, he wrote, if I remember right, he wrote a thesis on platooning in baseball when he was in college.
He did.
But in today's time, all the managers, all the coaches, they have the computer printouts on who does what against each other. And I mean, there's all kinds of paper floating around in the dugout.
So golden opportunity for Kevin Moss here. Breaking ball right in there, strike one, with the Yanks down by 3 runs.
It is more true today that you play the game by percentages than it was back 20 years ago, because the percentages are on paper today.
You don't want to fight with that computer when you go back in that office. You don't want that computer yelling at you, do you?
All these teams spending thousands of dollars on computers.
Outside, and it's a ball and a strike.
Today and age, I don't know, Tom. Can you work a computer? Do you have one?
I have one. Yeah, I can work it a little bit, not much.
I'm ashamed to say that I cannot work a computer.
When I came over to the White Sox, they had things on computer printouts, et cetera, and they started giving me these computer printouts on the days that I pitched. I did it for about 3 games, and I said, forget that stuff. I said, I got my own computer that I work with. I've been working it for about, that's right. Been working with it for about 17 years, and it's worked so far. I'm going to keep doing it my way. A ball and 2 strikes to Kevin Moss. Boy, this Fernandez kid signed last year. He played in Sarasota, went up to Birmingham, and all the way to the White Sox in 1 year. You're talking about force feeding a kid. He's had a lot of experience in amateur baseball.
Clearly a situation where Torborg wants to give the kid a chance to pitch, give him some innings.
Got him. High fastball. Moss right through it. And Fernandez pitches himself out of it. The Yanks get a couple of men on. That's where they leave him. And after 5.5, here at the south side of Chicago, it's the White Sox 11, the Yankees 8. So many of them, Casey Stengel. How can a guy so big and strong hit the ball so near? Well, kind of understandable when you're talking about Frank Howard, huh? I was in Toronto there, and then I saw Rod Beard, who's, I mean, he's like a baby bull. He hit it 2.5 feet.
That's what you call a severe jam shot.
How can they hit it so near?
Got a concentration on this young man's face.
Frank Thomas, Dan Pasqua, and Sammy Sosa for the White Sox.
I know I've seen Frank Howard hit some vicious home runs, so I mean some line drives that just will knock the pitcher down and go over the center fielder's head and out of the ballpark.
Good breaking ball by Plunk. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Plunk throwing that breaking ball after falling behind again. Thomas, the only White Sox player without the base hit tonight. The Sox have 16 hits. And when you throw in a couple of Yankee errors, that's amounted to 11 runs that they have. That should be a strike right in there. A good one.
Well, Scooter and I talked about some of our memories over at Old Comiskey Park. Do you have any?
Oh, no. Come on.
Do you have any memories?
Come on. Now, I heard you
4
guys.
or 5 memories.
You didn't think that I was in here. And I heard you snitching on me. Popped up high down the right field side. Will it drift into the seats? A long run for Mattingly.
You don't have any memories from Old Comiskey?
And Frank Thomas comes back, picks up the bat. I know what you're going to say.
No.
I heard you telling Rizzuto it has to do with somebody hitting long home runs off a certain pitcher. I heard you. You thought that I was downstairs getting a cup of coffee. I was not. And I heard your little Oklahoma laugh, and I heard Rizzuto with his Italian laugh. Frank Thomas, a leadoff base. You can't find it. I'm so happy that you can't find it. Leadoff walk for the White Sox here in the 6th.
I thought it was Very unique.
Well, one of them was, I just mentioned it. Do you want me some help? I'll give you some help.
What about roof shots?
Yeah.
Rooftop shots?
And I mean some rocket shots, too. Rob Deere hit one off the opening day. I mean, he crushed it. Left field. Kurt Gibson hit one. He hit it all the way over the roof in right field when he was playing for the Tigers. I think it landed in one of the trains out there and ended up down in Indianapolis or something.
Page 113 of the press guide.
Yes, if any of you have at home a Chicago White Sox press guide, go to page 113 and you'll learn all about long home runs that old pitchers give up. Dan Pasqua, 2 for 3 of the night. A generous scorekeeper, and he very well could be 3 for 3. He singled in the second, a home run in the third, was on in an air in the fourth. He scored 3 times. A lot of crooked numbers. We've had a couple of 4-run innings. We've had a 5-run inning, a 3-run inning, a 2-run inning, and a 1-run inning. 11-8 Chicago.
How far was it in the bleachers?
You know, because out of the corner of my eye, I could see you still got the book open.
I found one I didn't know was in there.
Which one?
This is Okaminsky Park bleacher homers now.
Oh, that was
Tony Armas.
That was Tony Armas. That might have been the longest of the group. That was like a 4-iron.
Well, you had to have binoculars just to see the bleachers at the old ballpark.
You had to have a snap in your neck to be able to see it. It got out there so fast. I'm glad I didn't hit it in my head. You and Rizzuto love that. Yeah, you really do. Oh, high and deep to right field. Oh my! Oh, he crushed it. Second home run of the night for Danny Pasqua. And it's 13-8 Chicago.
Well, a crowd of 34,000, and the first home run that Pasqua hit tonight, we saw Torborg and Sammy Ellis giving high fives and low fives. I'll tell you what, they get this kid started hitting home runs here at this new ballpark. He's hit 2 tonight. There was no doubt about this one. Danny is one of the strongest young players to play this game today, and that was way back into right field. In fact, Jesse Barfield never moved. He was just stunned. He just watched the ball go over his head. Of course, Danny Pasqua from Harrington Park, New Jersey. And a big smile on his face. Where's Walt Reniak at?
Walt Reniak's probably mad because he think if he's up there trying to hit home runs every time, well, he could chop that one up and get 100 singles out of that. It's 347 down the line. That was way up to the back of the bleachers. There's Walter Reniak. Even look at Walter. Even Walter has a little smile.
Well, that's unusual. You don't see Reniak smile.
That's right. You don't see Walter smile very often.
He's all business. And he's sitting down at the other end of the dugout. In fact, he's already got one of those computer printouts in his hand. Well,
stop and spin to the mound. Eric Plank is coming out. The Yankees are going to change pitchers, so let's take time out along the Yankee Baseball Network for the following messages.
For years, you've depended on State Farm to insure your car. But did you know you can also depend on us to protect your family's future?
Sitting on the White Sox bench in his right back pocket, he's got the tendencies on the pitchers. So what he does as a hitting instructor, he goes up and tells the hitters what the tendencies are of the pitcher. Monteleone, fastball, sinking away, left-hander, sinks into the right-hander, pretty good stuff, good curveball. The one thing I always wanted to know, Tommy, if I've never seen a pitcher before, was what his out pitch was. Was it fastball, curveball, split finger? That's all I really wanted to know.
You know, from the other side of the coin, I as a pitcher, I want to know 2 things as Monteleone's first hitter that he faced, Sammy Sosa. I'll finish that thought in a minute, but here's a good example of exactly what you're talking to about Rainiac going over and talking to Fletcher about the kinds of pitches that he throws. Out in front of the breaking ball, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. 2 things that I want to know. I want to know hitter's strength, and I want to know his weakness. Those 2 things. Where can I get hurt, and where can I get him out? Walt Rainiac telling his hitters, you know, one of the guys is what's amazing. The guys that'll go to him, the veterans like a Fletcher, they'll know how to use that, put that into practice, understand that. Fletcher's one of the first ones over there. Way down and outside, and that's 2 balls and 2 strikes for Monteleone. 4th appearance here for the Yanks.
Well, you got to have somebody that you can go to and you have a lot of confidence in, and there's no doubt that the White Sox hitters have a lot of confidence in Rainiac, and what he tells them is the gospel as far as they're concerned.
Slider outside, and it's a full count to Sammy Sosa. White Sox 2 runs in here in the bottom of the 6th inning. They now lead it by 5, 13-8. They have 17 base hits, and still nobody out. Got him. Off-speed pitch 3-2, and 1 gone here in the 6th. Monteleone has not worked in a week. Pitched a week ago in Kansas City, 9th inning. Had a 1-2-3 inning. Came up on the 14th of April from Columbus. It's real well in spring training. We will see some of those pitchers off of that Columbus roster. Ozzie Guillen with 1 out. Guillen, a perfect night so far, 2 for 2 with a sacrifice fly. Yes, his average up to 280. You know, I just got past a note here. they got the distance of Pasqua's home run, and I'm not going to give it because you'll want to know who the pitcher was. You'll accuse the pitcher of being the pitcher.
I'll give it. I like those things. 484 feet is what the tail of the tape says here at New Comiskey.
And you probably would like to know how a pitcher could give up a home run that long. Down the right field line. That'll be extra bases for Guillen. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, the outfield for the Yanks playing Guillen all the way around to left field. And Monteleone threw an off-speed pitch. And that's what you call a pitcher really crossing up his outfielders. You could see there was a bit of disgust on Jesse Barfield after he ran that ball down. Now that's an off-speed pitch, and lets Guillen get the bat head way out and pull it into territory. There's nobody down there.
Well, the stats say that Guillen hits about 80% of his balls up the middle and towards the opposite field, and that's where they're going to play him. And Guillen, with that style of hitting that Rainiac teaches, he can stay on the ball a little bit longer instead of pulling off that ball and thinking about hitting the ball through the middle. He stays on it and is able to pull the ball, and with power down the right field side.
Yeah, bring up Scott Fletcher. That's just really a case of the pitcher crossing up his own defense. Even with Fletcher up here, it's easy to see how the defense can shift around. Barfield way around toward the line and right. Kelly well over into right center. There you see the outfield defense, and you would think that Fletcher would get a steady diet of hard stuff away and not much soft stuff on the inside part of the plate.
Well, you know, being a broken down old outfielder, I used to get very irritated when we'd be playing a guy like Jesse Barfield way over into right center field, and they threw him nothing but off-speed pitches, the only pitch that he could actually pull. And if you're going to play him away, pitch him away.
That's right. up the middle. A tough play for Sachs. Oh, that's a beauty. That's fine play right there by Steve Sachs. Boy, that's an easy play to mess up. And a lot of practice and taking them time and time again to be able to consistently make that play. Tough footwork, balance, body balance, and the throw right on the money just in time to nip Fletcher.
Even if you have to throw it with only one eye as your cap falls down over your right eye.
That'll bring up Matt Marullo. Fastball right down the middle. 3 hops to Mattingly. He says, I'll take it myself. And the Sox are finally gone here in the bottom of the 6th. But not before they come up with a couple of runs on a couple of base hits. They leave a man. We go to the top of the 7th here in Chicago. 13-8. Hall, Noakes, and Barfield coming up. Well, Yankee fans, the next homestand begins on Friday, May 10th, and features the Oakland A's, May 10th through the 13th, and then the California Angels, May 14th through the 16th, and then the Mariners on May 17th, 18th, and 19th. On Saturday, May 11th, the Yankees face the A's at 1:30, and Kellogg's presents Yankee Wallet Day for fans 14 and under. And on Sunday, May 12th, it's Mother's Day, and all women 18 and over at the Yankees-A's game at 1:30 will receive a bottle of Revlon's Jean Tu Cologne. I didn't even get a look from Rizzuto on that. For more information, call the Yankee ticket office at 212-293-6000. Now let's pause 10 seconds along the Yankee Baseball Network for station identification. As we move to the top of the 7th inning here in Chicago, while in Wooling one, 13-8. The Yanks on the short side. And Wayne Edwards, a new pitcher for the White Sox, Scooter.
All right. Mel Hall will lead it off. Hall doubled his last time up and scored. Yankees trailing by those 5 runs. I'd say this has been a wild ball game. Strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Is that a full moon? I saw. Were they, you know, when I saw you when you were explaining about how they wiped the moon? I had never heard that expression either, but is it a full moon?
You didn't have to throw that in.
Is it a full moon or is it not quite full? Outside.
That's a full moon. That absolutely looks like a full moon.
It does look.
It looks like some of the pitches that have been thrown in this ball game tonight, too.
It does. Foul back out of play.
I just have been informed by our local
meteorologist,
astrologist,
weatherologist. That is a full moon.
That is not a full moon. Tomorrow's a full moon.
That's not a full moon.
Tomorrow. That's for the home run. That Pasqua's home run has still not come down.
Yeah, that
still
was that
going.
high fastball that you throw, Seaver. 484 feet.
Listen, Murcer tried to get it. Don't you get started on it.
No, you said to me on the one that Moss struck out on, you said that was a Seaver fastball. Try and hit it, buddy boy.
I didn't say that.
Oh, you didn't say that? What did you
say?
No. I thought that's what you said. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The way this game is going, no lead is safe. That's high, 3-2.
Third pitcher of the ball game for the White Sox. Melito, Perez, Fernandez, and now Edwards. Edwards' 6th outing for Chicago.
Deep to center field. Way backward. It's going to be caught against the fence. Holy cow, what a fine play. Oh, boy, that Johnson could go get him. He had to play it perfectly. They say the ball carries well in this park.
Mel Hall hit it right on the nose. You ask the players on the field where the ball carries, and they say in the alleys. He got that. If he'd have gotten that up in the air a little bit, Scooter would have been gone.
Yes, it would. Matt Noakes. Noakes got one up in the air in the first inning and hit a home run. Hey, Seaver, you would have loved this. You like the organ playing? You like to hear organ playing. Somebody play the organ. If I'm not
Here in the ballpark you're talking about?
No. Line. That's a base hit to right field for Noakes, his second hit of the ball game. If you go to a restaurant or a nightclub or wherever, and someone is playing the organ, do you like organ music? Forget it.
50-50. 50-50, I would say. For the sake of the rest of this story, I would say yes, I enjoy it.
Good. Cora and I went to dinner down the shore, down at Spring Lake. A place called P.J. Ruggles. Never heard of it before. And the blind organist, Al Randall. Nice paisan. Blind like that. Eddie Lucas, so talented. I mean, he made that organ talk. He could make it sound like the best orchestra around. It's unbelievable.
Why did we mention that?
I don't know. John Moore thinks I had too many innings off. It's been too many base hits. That's what's doing it. Barfield's had himself a good night. Home run and a single. Jesse up to 333. That's a strike. One him on.
Edwards in relief for Fernandez. You could think that Jeff Torber just wanted to get Fernandez an inning of work.
Yeah.
Want to get him an inning. Get in there and get your feet on the ground a little bit. Wet your whistle and stretch it out a little bit.
You're absolutely right.
Sure.
Remember when he started against the Yankees in New York? He was saying he's got a lot of poise, that kid. Well, he had a rough outing there.
Well, he's come all the way from college to the major leagues in 1 year.
No, that's great. No, I know it. And you're absolutely right. He's trying to get his confidence back.
Well, he gives him an inning, and then he goes to his bullpen. Edwards in here.
Nice stop by Fisk. He's still in there. Boy, he's got to be a tired man right now, Seaver.
He's been hit about 6 or 8 times. Look, he is really grousing.
Oh, he got one.
I'll tell you one thing. He may have been a friend of mine when I was here at the White Sox, but I didn't have my locker near him.
No, I guess not. Look at him. Right now, he's
only 52 feet, he said. Look at that.
That's
exactly what he said.
Exactly.
He's grousing at these young pitchers. That guy threw it 52 feet.
He was ready to chuck it there for a minute. Struck him out.
You see him? You see Pudge look at the bench there?
Yeah.
You know what he's probably doing? Oh, he's moving. No, he's telling somebody to look at the dugout. He was probably looking at Sammy Ellis and said, "Why don't you teach your pitchers to get it all the way across the plate?"
Yeah, that's Sammy.
Pitching coach is having a long night here tonight. 21 runs and a busher full of hits. 28 in the ball game.
Here's Blowers. Blowers having a rough night at third base. He's 0 for 3. Two balls, no strikes.
You like the ballpark, Scooter?
Well, I like the playing field, but I don't like the way the stands are. I guess when you come to Chicago, you've been to Comiskey Park so long. Looks strange. Yeah, they got a lot of luxury box seats here. Suites. Ball 4. So you never can tell. Now Espinosa. Alvaro is 1 for 3 tonight. The errors have been very costly. The two the Yankees made were very costly errors.
You know, in a ball game like tonight, Here we are just in the 7th inning. What, 21 runs in the ball game?
Yep.
And there's only been what, 1, 2, 3 walks in the game?
That's all. You're right.
All. 3 walks. Everybody. Well, let's see. Thomas doesn't have a base hit.
I think Thomas and Marullo on Kevin Moss. Kevin doesn't have one.
Mattingly doesn't have one. Moss doesn't have one. And Blowers is 0 for 3. Pudge is getting his 10 cents worth in here. He said, look at that board up there, kid. You got, you know, a 5-run lead. You know, that's the great thing about Pudge. You see that? Give him that pat on the rear end.
Yep. They're taking him out, huh?
He just doesn't like it. That, you know, that's that little bit of encouragement. Yeah, I'm taking you out, but, you know, don't feel badly. You can see as he smiles coming off the field. Wayne Edwards came on and got Mel Hall. Hall hit a shot. Gave up a single to Noakes, struck out Barfield, and walked to Blowers. Now another pitcher for the White Sox in this ball game. And while the pitching change is being made, let's take time out along the Yankee Baseball Network for the following messages. For Wayne Edwards, Radinsky, another left-hander out of that bullpen. His 7th appearance for the White Sox. 1-1 with an earned run average under 2. Last time out, it's 2/3 of an inning against the Yanks. Struck out Mullins.
He's a strikeout pitcher, isn't he?
Yeah. Good on. They've got some good young arms on this staff.
All right. Espinosa, the batter. Espy hitting .429. Oh, man, if he'd have got that fair, he could have walked down to first base. Now, that was a good play by Espinosa. Nobody expecting the bunt. Even if he hit a home run, they'd still be behind. This way they got on. Bring Kelly up there. This kid's always thinking when he's up there.
Did you see those numbers about what Espinosa hits when he's been with Frank Howard and when he hasn't? I had a graphic on that, John Moore. I don't think you were here. Scooter.
No, unbelievable. Yeah, look at
some numbers in it.
Wow.
With Hondo, he hits over 300.
Almost 70 points more. Yeah.
Big difference.
Well, that's what it'll do when you got confidence in somebody and you got somebody that can tell you what you're doing wrong by looking at you. Drive to right center, but Johnson's there and makes that. Boy, I tell you, they defensed him perfectly, and Espinosa fires the helmet down. He hit that ball hard, but they played him right. So nothing across now, and at the end of 6½, it's the Sox 13 and the Yankees 8. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, description, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the New York Yankees and WPIX is prohibited. Good timing, Seaver. I just had to read the, what do you call that thing again? Disclaimer?
That's amazing that just came up.
Oh, ground ball to second, and Sox better hurry. They just do get him. One away, and Robin Ventura will be the batter. He's 2 for 4 tonight. This kid's a good-looking ball player. I remember the first year he came up and went. He was way 0 for what? 0 for 50 or 4? I forget what it was when he was. He hung in there. I was saying, Seaver, that you were a little late for the disclaimer. You're also a little late getting here in time for the game. What happened?
You saying I was a little late getting to work or what?
Yeah, getting to work, yes.
I had a long plane flight today. I was out in California. I came in from California.
You gotta be kidding.
Oh, yeah, I was out in California.
Where?
I was out in Fresno, my hometown. My college coach, my junior college coach, Len Bordette, retired, and I had been in Toronto with remember I told you my art exhibit for, for American Express, Diamonds Are Forever. I had it in Toronto, which is now at the Sky Dome in Toronto. And then I flew out to California. My junior college coach retired. That's right, to Espinosa. Whoa!
Yeah.
And so they threw him a dinner. So I flew out to go to the dinner for him. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. Len Bordette was his name. And he was the baseball coach at Fresno City College for many years. He had about 75 players go through his program that played professional baseball. Dick Selma, who pitched in the major leagues, you remember him? Jim Maloney.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot of kids have gone through there, and he's been a lot to that community, to that college, and it was an honor to go out there and be with him. He was a great man. We call him the Lizard. He was a shortstop. As a matter of fact, he played professional ball. He was a shortstop, and he would have made you look like a muscle man. Oh yeah, we call him the Lizard. And he actually signed professionally with one of these Chicago teams. He played in the Chicago Cubs minor league system.
That's like my high school coach.
You know, those people are some of the unsung people in the games of baseball. I mean, he's 30 years in the industry as a junior college coach. All the college and junior college, high school coaches.
Imagine all the kids he's helped. And you got to be real dedicated for that job. 1-1 on Pudge.
So I was a little late today. I apologize.
You've got a good excuse.
Got here.
You did a good job. And did you say that your exhibition is up in the Sky Dome now?
Yes.
Did you stay in the Sky Dome?
Yes, I did.
How are the rooms there? I'm
Beautiful.
staying in.
As a matter of fact, I was up there, and there was a ball game between the Blue Jays and the Tigers. Flowers throws a strike, and Pudge is gone. So are the White Sox. We'll continue our Sky Dome discussion.
Yes,
come back in the 8th. After 7 here at Comiskey Park. The White Sox 13 and the Yankees 8. Scoreboard in the American League Final. Toronto loses to Detroit 4-2. Boston 6-4 over Kansas City. Oakland beat up on California 4-3. The Brewers 5-2 over the Orioles. Another final. The Twins 7, Seattle 2, and at the top of the 9th, Texas 4, and Cleveland 1. In the National League, the Mets lost to the Pirates 10-1. Pirates came back 10 big runs today, 8-3. The Cubs over the Reds. Final in 12, Philadelphia 4, San Diego 3. In the top of the 11th, the Braves and Astros tied at 1. A final in St. Louis. The Cardinals beat Montreal 2-1. In the bottom of the 4th on the West Coast at Dodger Stadium. Minnesota and his Los Angeles Dodgers won. The San Francisco Giants nothing.
How about that Brett Butler getting 5 hits against his old teammate yesterday? Well, listen, Steve, we were talking about, is it Diamonds Up?
Diamonds Are Forever is the art exhibit. That's right.
Just like the movie. All right. And you know, a lot of people.
It's an art exhibit, the subject of which is baseball. It's all about baseball.
Well, I saw the book. You showed me the
catalog,
book. Yeah, the catalog. And very unusual, I might say, besides being interesting. And
there's watercolors, sculptures, oils, photographs, some of the written works of art. We'll see it, because I think we'll be up there.
Well, how long is it going to be up there?
Game. It'll be up there until June 22nd.
Oh, yeah, we'll be there. Ball 4. Kelly Walks leading off the top of the 8th. Fisk is through.
Pudge has seen enough. He's been beaten around tonight. No, he has seen enough. Karko the Barbarian behind the plate on Karkovice, an outstanding defensive catcher. Some places he can play in the big leagues on an everyday basis strictly on his defense.
Yeah, I know it. He's throwing out all those good base runners.
He's one of those guys that have been grooming to take Pudge's place here for the last 5 or 6 years. Pretty new. Soon they'll be getting a groomer for the groomer.
Steve Sachs takes a strike. Sachs is 2 for 4. Rodinsky on the mound for the White Sox. in the hole. No, Fletcher's going to get there. I thought it was hit a little harder than that. It would have been through. Kelly's at second, 1 man out.
What do you think of the Kelly getting back in the leadoff position, Scooter?
Yeah, I think he likes it better. I think it is strange that some guys, just because they're in a position that they like, seem more confident at the plate, take more pitches.
I don't think he feels the pressure of having to pull the ball as much.
Well, that's true too.
He was trying to pull everything in that number 3 spot.
I figure you got to drive in too many runs. We got to get this guy straightened out. I tell you, tonight he does not have his coordination down pat tonight. I think his back is definitely the major problem. It's not that it hurts him every time, but he's afraid to really cut loose too often. 1-on-1. He has struck out twice tonight, which is very unusual in one game. Popped to short and walked, so he hasn't hit the ball hard.
Struck out twice on that splitter.
Oh, the splitter.
Yep. 2 dandies, too.
Slow bounce to the second base. You know, you're really used to Mattingly. Every time he would swing, he'd hit a line drive or a long fly ball. Lately, very rarely is he hitting the ball solidly.
He's just not hitting the ball hard.
Yeah, hard. That's
I was
right.
out there in Fresno talking to some of the guys that I played baseball with, and even out in Fresno, one of the guys that was, some of them I played Little League baseball against.
No kidding.
They said, yeah, they certainly still have an interest in baseball. They said, is Mattingly hitting the ball yet? And I mean, this is 2000. Yeah.
Yes, they
And
take
no
notice.
prompting on my own or
Yeah.
whatever. It says Mattingly hitting the ball. They say, we see he's got, no extra base hits. And he's got an average, but nothing's happening. I said, well, he's not driving it yet. I said, wait till the warm weather. I mean, sometimes you just have to be patient.
Yeah,
Not very easier said than done, obviously.
Much so. You know, it's scary because swinging a foul tip. Here's another kid who had the stroke up till about a week or 10 days ago. Now all of a sudden his average down to 222. He's been getting a lot of walks and maybe a little over anxious to swing. But Phil Pepe had that great article about Lou Gehrig in the paper the other day. The week before, he had DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak, and Gehrig, great Yankee first base. Oh, checking a swing, fouled it off. It's 0-2. Not that I'm saying Mattingly has anything like Gehrig had, the Lou Gehrig disease. But when Gehrig went downhill, he went downhill very quickly. Tonight has walked, hopped to third, bounced to first, and struck out. And he strikes out. No, foul tip dropped by Kokovac, so he gets a life. Yeah, with the runner at third, they are not overshifting on Moss, and especially with Radinsky, who throws that ball hard. With Perez and some of those guys that don't throw too hard, they got to overshift on him because he'll definitely pull the ball. Strike 3. Curveball caught him looking. So nothing across again for the Yankees, and at the end of 7.5, it's the Sox 13 and the Yankees 8.
It's a new pitcher for the Yankees. Andy Hawkins comes in to pitch the 8th for New York out of the bullpen. A little mixture of a matter of need and also a mixture of getting Andy Hawkins and getting his feet back on the ground. Ironic that the Yankees in Chicago on their last visit, last year Andy Hawkins throws a no-hitter and
lost.
Loses.
Yeah, I remember that game. That's
and
true.
did not lose 1-0 either.
No. I think it was 4-0.
4-0. You're exactly right, Scooter.
Well, just like you said, they wanted to get Kid Fernandez in to get his confidence back. Hawkins has got to get in there and get back in the groove. He is trying to put a little extra on the ball, more so than being nonchalant out there on the mound. Frank Thomas, the batter. He's 0 for 3. Walk, reached on an error. He scored a couple of times. Strike one, 3-1. All 4. You know, we got a chance. Marty Appel says we can stay at the Sky Dome in that hotel where you work. And that's going to be very interesting. I'm going to bid for that infamous room out there, dead center field.
What infamous room are you talking about?
Well, there was great publicity over the fact that this kid was on his honeymoon. They had that room, and they forgot all about the people there watching the game. And you know what happens on your honeymoon. And everybody was while they were cheering, and they thought they were cheering home runs. Never bothered them. Oh yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
You could get yourself into a lot of trouble here, Scooter, if you tried. You know
I know.
that?
I don't. You mean without
really
trying, I could get.
Yeah, you could really get in the doghouse here.
But it a nice room.
Nice hotel. A nice hotel. I was there, and the Blue Jays and the Detroit Tigers were having a game. Watch a game for a couple of minutes, overlooking the field.
Is it? You mean
You can open your window.
Oh yeah.
And you get all the noise and everything, and you can close it and be pretty quiet.
Another base hit for Pasqua. Oh boy. 4 for 5 for Danny Pasqua. And that was to left field. He hit that ball in the nose. He could have had 5 for 5. He hit a bullet that went through Espinosa's legs. They charged Espy with an error on it. 2 home runs, 1 a tremendous home run. 484 feet. Last night the Youngers were in town. The usher gave me a box of Cracker Jacks, and they had given it to the usher, and he says, please say hello to everyone back home from the Youngers, Ray, Sandy, Howard, and Suzanne. They were all here to see Suzanne at Northwestern University. Sammy Sosa is 3 for 4. Foul back in the crowd. 19 hits on 13 runs for the Sox, and 10 hits and 8 runs for the Yankees.
Not too many zeros on that scoreboard, really.
No. He hit him right off the fist and fouled it right in the camera booth. 0-2. This game's got a chance to be a 4-hour ball game for 9 innings. They say they played a lot of them here this year.
I think they're averaging over 3.5 hours per game here in their new stadium.
Yep. In the background, Scotty Fletcher working on his bat. Struck him out. He went fishing for that one.
This looked like it was well out of the strike zone. Breaking ball.
Yep.
Oh, he went after a bad pitch there, Screws.
Yes,
All
he
committed,
did.
didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 strikes. He was still guessing fastball. Well, his weight was gone, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Mr. Rainiac will show that to him on film tomorrow morning, probably.
Yeah, because if he'd have hit it one-handed, it's like he might have had a shot. Guillen is 3 for 3. 2 singles, a double, and a sacrifice fly. Pulls it foul. One man out in the bottom of the 8th.
You see, last time game was up when the outfield shaded him all the way around to left field, and Monteleone threw an off-speed pitch, pulled it down the right field line.
You can't do that when you're
Crossed
shading that
up,
way.
yeah, crossed up your defense. Now you can see Roberto Kelly is way around in left center.
Well, he
and
is.
Bell Hall, look how close he is to the line in left field. He is way over there.
That time he did pitch him away. 0-2. Wild pitch. And the runners advance.
This is not exactly a game that either ball club would put on the training film and send down to minor league. You might take some specific shots, make a special feature of a Danny Pasqua or a couple other the White Sox hitters.
Definitely not. The catchers don't want you to show anything.
Oh, it has been a rough game.
They've been hit all over, both sides. Back to the box. Nice play by Hawkins. Chases the runners back, throws out Guillen. 2 men out. And now Scotty Fletcher. Yeah, boy, I tell you, I'm going to enjoy this 12 days off, Seaver. I know the folks will be unhappy that there are not going to be any games on WPIX for 12 days after this game. But I'm heading down to Florida.
Are you?
Yeah, well, it was this is the first time in 51 years I didn't get to spring training. I didn't get to Florida.
Taking your clubs with you?
No, my son has got a set down there, and I'll play with Scooter.
Are you taking golf balls? Or are you going to use his golf balls?
I'm going to use his golf balls, his shoes. I am. I certainly am. But
I got some tees in my pocket. You want to take those? You can use my tees.
no. I got plenty of them.
And I got a dime for a ball marker.
I got that on my glove. I make sure I get the kind with the little, you know, where you take the
button ball
little
marker.
button off, button ball. Yeah, that's right, John Moore. You tell Quebec and Stats they got to say hello to Scooter and Ann and Margaret, Carolina. And Scooter Senior, I'll be down there, right? The game's down there. Got to keep in touch so we know what the club is doing. Another base hit for Fletcher. Holy cow. Was hitting over 500 before tonight this year against the Yankees. He's still over it. He's 2 for 5 tonight. Brings him down to 400 just a little bit.
Yeah, Scotty Fletcher, who has been a career almost 360 hitter against the Yankees.
Wow.
And his 3rd RBI of the night against New York. That gives him 39 career runs batted in.
Unbelievable.
Against the Yanks.
Unbelievable. You notice he holds his hands apart like the old timers used to do.
He's an old-time player too.
Yeah, he sure is.
Yeah,
The way he
hard-nosed
like
little guy.
Yep, I like the way he plays. But you very seldom see guys that hold their hands apart where they don't touch as they're taking their practice swing. Matt Marola. (14-8) now. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 out here, bottom of the 8th. Drive to right field, but Barfield is there and makes the catch. So they pick up another run, and at the end of 8, it's the White Sox 14 and the Yankees 8.
Who challenge you to find a better car or a better deal. As we go to the 9th inning here at Comiskey Park in Chicago, 30 hits in this ball game and 22 runs. And on the scoreboard, a huge scoreboard here at Chicago, a fanometer. And the Sox fans, oh, they get on their feet and cheer for that.
They got it all the way around there, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. Well, I imagine, you know, 14-8, they're going to get it around.
Yep.
Bobby Thigpen out of the White Sox bullpen, the 5th pitcher for the White Sox here tonight.
Explain that, Seaver. He's the ace of the world out there.
He needs some work. You get
Okay.
any work ready. He will not qualify for a save if, in fact, he retires the Yanks. Does not qualify for a save, but he gets an inning of work in.
Okay. Mel Hall has hit the ball hard, but he has just 1 hit at a double. 2 balls, no strikes. Thigpen was the relief ace last year. Strike 2-1.
Torbar goes to this bullpen. I mean, often, frequent.
I tell you, he's got a good
multiple
one.
times. He's got an outstanding bullpen.
I mean, he's got enough left-handers and right-handers to make a lot of moves.
This ball club last year won 94 games, Scooter.
That's you know, Oakland had to have an exceptional year to beat them out.
29 wins out of the bullpen and 64 saves.
Wow. That's gone. Holy cow. Mel Hall put a charge into 1. Wow, at least halfway up in the bleachers. That's got to match Danny Pasqua's home run. Holy cow, he dreamed that one. So we'll have to wait and see how far that went.
You've heard us talk about being a cripple hitter, and you talk about a cripple situation for Mel Hall. His first home run of the year. Now think of it. 2 balls and a strike, fastball pitcher, a 6-run ball game. What do you think Mel Hall's looking for? He's winding up.
Yep.
As Bobby Thigpen was throwing that thing. I mean, he started swinging. He's looking fastball. He knows he's going to get it. There's no way he's not going to get a fastball. And the fault lies with Bobby Thigpen getting behind.
And a base hit now. So Thigpen comes in, and as Seaver said, he needs a little work, but right now looked like he was just nonchalanting and figuring all I got to do is throw that ball and get these guys out. Torborg is not too overly concerned.
Yeah, but he's looking at that lineup card and looking how far down before you get around to Kelly Saxon Mattingly. There's nobody out in the inning. And Barfield is swinging a hot bat. He has 2 hits tonight. 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Yankees.
All right, and Barfield has a home run. Inside, ball 1. It is now 14-9. Strike 1-1. Yankees have 3 home runs tonight. Noakes, Barfield, and Mel Hall. That's high. 2-1.
This is Thigpen's 9th appearance, Scooter. Yeah, he's got 5 saves. But a 4.32 earned run average. So he needs to work. You got to keep your bullpen sharp, especially early.
Yeah, that's right.
8 innings he's pitched, given up 5 hits, A home run by Hall, the second that he's given up. He had a bad outing against the Yanks in New York.
Yes, he did.
This is one of the best in the business, too. This is no slouch reliever on the mound for Chicago.
Hard ground. Oh, what a play. And he dropped. Wait a minute. Oh, well, he said he was in the act of throwing. So he is out. Didn't look like he had control of that ball at all, but good play by Ventura at third base. Take a base hit away from Bob.
Outstanding play by Ventura. And gets the one out. The play at second base. Second base umpire Tim Wilkie says, nope, you're taking it out of the glove, possession, and dropped it while you're taking it out. Boy, oh boy, I'm telling you.
And a good throw.
Yankees pounding on Bobby Thigpen here.
All right, Mike Blowers 0 for 3. Also got a walk. Ball one. Two balls, no strikes. One man out, top of the ninth. This game has a little, about 10 minutes to go to be a 4-hour ball game. Strike two, 2-2. Thought he had that. He took his eye off and going to look to throw it to first. So every ball's been hit hard. Off Thigpen.
Another bad pitch by Thigpen and another bad play by Ozzie Guillen.
Yeah. He's had a rough night
Usually
tonight.
very, very dependable. 2 errors that he has had. Should have made that play. Flowers hits it right on the nose. Thigpen left it right in the middle of the plate. You know what, Scooter? It looked like he figured he was going to catch it, go back, see if he get the double play instead of making sure of the out.
That's absolutely right.
He couldn't believe he missed it. You see out of the corner of his eye, it looked like he was looking back at first.
He was. And here's Espinosa now, 1 for 4. He singled in the 4th inning. He's been hitting the ball hard just about every time at bat. 14-9. The Sox are leading. 1-1. .33 hits in the ball game. 5 errors. $34,493. There's a bouncer in the hole. Oh, he took a base hit away from Espinosa with a fine play by Guillen that time. Beautiful play by Ozzie Guillen. He wouldn't have had a chance to get Espinosa. Ventura off his glove a little.
A redeemer for Ozzie Guillen.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a beautiful play, and nobody can appreciate that more than you do.
That's right. I tell you, he made a dandy there.
That's balance and grace, and from that position to make a strike to second base.
Throw.
Scott Fletcher is not a very tall man either.
Nope. And you know that would have loaded the bases with just 1 out. There he is now, 1st and 3rd and 2 out, and Roberto Kelly. Ball 1. Roberto is single, double, twice reached on an error by Guillen, and then walked. Holy God, that almost hit Roberto. He called it a strike. 1-1. Runners going, and that's low. No stolen base.
No stolen base.
No stolen base. Espinosa went down. They weren't holding him on at first base. Warfield at third. Two and two. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 men on. At the top of the ninth, now the crowd all on their feet. They're doing this in every ballpark now. With that last strike and the last out. Just got a piece of it. Alberto batting .302. Look out. 3-2. Jeff Torborg and Sammy Ellis, the pitching coach. A fly ball to right field. Sosa makes the catch. And that'll do it. The Yankees pick up a run. And the final score, the White Sox 14 and the Yankees 9. It was a tough night for everybody concerned, Seaver. Pitchers, catchers.
One of those funny nights. The Yankees get 4 runs at the top of the first. It looks like they might have a laugher. It ends up being a laugher the other way.
Yeah, that is unusual.
You know, 33 hits in the ball game. 23 runs. Lots of crooked numbers. A 5-run inning, a couple of 4-run innings, 3-run innings.
Go right down the line. 2-run innings, 1-run inning.
And not many zeros when you think about it.
And there were 5 errors in the ball game. There's some other plays of omission that were not errors, but anyway, the Texaco star of the game is going to be our buddy Danny Pasqua. What a night. He was 4 for 5 on base all 5 times, scored 4 times, 2 homers and 4 runs batted in. So Danny Pasqua, the star of the game, is brought to you by Texaco System 3 gasolines. Texaco, the star of the American road. And we'll be back with more right after this.